Born at the finish line with an absurdly powerful family, Tian Fan rules the world without lifting a finger. With monstrous backing, no one dares touch him, so he chooses the chill life over brutal competition. A sudden system pops up, promising peak glory and dragging him toward a path of struggle. Knowing his own background, he scoffs at it, treating the system like spam mail. While others risk their lives cultivating immortality, he smirks, seeing it all as overkill for a comfy life. For him, pretty girls come first, fame and fortune are optional accessories. As for loud enemies, he'll crush them, instantly his backing can do the heavy lifting. At a bamboo forest cultivator gathering, supposed peace turns into a stage for drama. Amid serene tea vibes, a sharp-tongued woman openly praises the strong and mocks the weak. She targets Tian Fan, accusing him of leeching off his family and shaming the path of cultivation. She points and scolds him publicly, clearly fishing for a reaction. Tian Fan stays calm, genuinely confused why someone picked a fight out of nowhere. His companion jumps to defend him, escalating things over pride and face. In truth, the girl provokes him on purpose, believing men like him love a challenge. While chaos brews outside, he drifts into memory, realizing this feels like a recycled script. Reborn after 18 years, he sees life as a pointless loop and grows even more bored. In his past life, he did everything right, achieved much, yet never lived for himself. Tired of the rat race, he decides this life will be about comfort, not competition. So he shrugs off insults, seeing arguments as just another meaningless vortex. Suddenly, the system flashes before his eyes, startling him. Trouble can't be dodged anymore. Only he can see it, and he knows the real headache has officially begun. He calmly accepts that transmigration comes with a system, but doesn't plan to obey it. A bunny-eared girl materializes from the system, turning abstract pressure into a literal nuisance. She claims to be the supreme competition system, clearly eager to shove him into brutal rivalry. Before he can ask anything, she pinches his cheek, proof she's both pushy and annoying. She explodes in anger, saying his 18 years of avoiding competition ruined her activation plans. Now triggered by conflict, she promises him everything if he agrees to compete. Hearing the tempting offer, he coolly asks about the limits, clearly prepping a rejection. Sure enough, his first request is to unlink. He wants zero part in any rivalry. The system is stunned that he rejects power, wealth, and status, everyone else's dream package. Even when insulted, he doesn't rage. He knows he relies on family, so why argue? His indifferent reply completely short-circuits the system's logic. The system mocks his transmigrator identity, hoping to spark his competitive instincts. Instead, has annoyed, refusing the cliché that transmigrators must fight tooth and nail. He snaps back, calling it outdated nonsense, leaving the system helpless. The system scrambles for new tactics to force him to cultivate or risk its worst record ever. Outside, Tian Fan acts like nothing's wrong, maintaining a calm image that fools everyone. He even assumes the system gave up, strengthening his vow to avoid all competition. The crowd misreads his smile as anger, making the tension spike further. Just as the girl plans to stir more trouble, a sudden voice interrupts, shifting the scene. A hot-headed guy jumps out to provoke him, trying to force Tian Fan to prove his strength. He even blatantly flirts with Wu Yan, turning the showdown into a cringy self-promotion act. Wu Yan is annoyed her plan gets disrupted. She was approaching Tian Fan herself and didn't need an extra clown. The system keeps fanning the flames, begging him to strike back and cash in competition rewards. Tian Fan decides to play his own game, no system needed, but hell still slap faces. When Zhang Yu moves to calm things, Tian Fan stops her, wanting full control of the script. He speaks as if grateful, but is really steering the crowd straight into his trap. He complains about being too rich, flexing so hard it sounds like suffering. The crowd is confused by the humble brag, while the female cultivators swoon over his aura. Wu Yan misreads it as personal interest and grows more confident in her approach. Tian Fan drops the bomb. He'll pay someone daily to remind him how unfairly rich he is. Not shocked enough, he raises it to 10,000 spirit stones, crushing common sense with cash. The provocateur objects, refusing to believe anyone would bow for money, clinging to pride. Wu Yan instantly switches sides, choosing profit and opportunity over dignity. The system goes silent. This money move completely derails its competition storyline. Wu Yan sticks to him publicly, cutting ties with the other guy to climb higher. She even gets cozy, knowing that securing Tian Fan makes everything else irrelevant. Humiliated, Zhang Chun challenges him directly, hoping violence will restore honor. The system laughs, convinced he's finally forced into the classic duel arc. Tian Fan responds casually, treating the duel like a minor inconvenience, which only angers Zhang Chun more. Zhang Chun draws his sword, threatening him onto the stage to prove who's stronger. The system keeps preaching survival off the fittest, trying to lure him into battle. He counters that only the weak bully weaker ones. He doesn't play that game. Zhang Chun calls him a turtle hiding in its shell, aiming straight at his pride. Tian Fan calmly states he belongs to the class that lets others handle problems. Zhang Yu, offended by the disrespect, decides to end the farce herself. A burst of firepower erupts, cranking the tension to dangerous levels. The crowd panics upon realizing she's a 7th realm powerhouse strong enough to crush everyone here. Zhang Chun instantly plays victim, realizing he's hilariously outmatched. Tian Fan mocks him for bullying the weak too, leaving him speechless. The crowd turns on Zhang Chun for his double standards, shredding his last bit of face. Zhang Yu wastes no words and unleashes a punishing strike to wrap things up. The blow sends Zhang Chun flying, utterly overwhelmed with zero chance to resist. A hand suddenly catches him midair. Backup has arrived. An imposing elder appears, his master instantly upgrading the crisis level. The elder questions Zhang Yu, subtly warning that his sect isn't to be trifled with. Wu Yan reveals as a peak-level great cultivator, hinting at a looming large-scale conflict. The system chuckles the messier it gets, the easier to force Tianfan into rivalry. The elder declares hell demand justice, no matter who stands behind them, maxing out the tension. Tianfan calmly fires back, asking Hole deliver justice for him, cornering the elder. Su Changsu interrogates his identity, and Zhang Chun immediately lies to regain leverage. Wu Yan refutes him at once, unwilling to let her golden opportunity slip away. Tianfan steps in smoothly, pulling the narrative back under his control. He says just one line, but it screams hidden status loud enough for all to hear. At the mention of the Luo surname, the elder's face changes. He may have poked a sleeping dragon. When Tianfan confirms his father is Luo Wuji, the entire situation flips instantly. Su Changsu switches from interrogation to flattery in record time. He praises Tianfan shamelessly, leaving Zhang Chun frozen in disbelief. To salvage things, the elder smacks his disciple and forces an apology to dodge disaster. Tianfan graciously accepts the misunderstanding, all while firmly holding the high ground. Su Changsu bows and recounts old tales, proving just how terrified he is of the Luo clan. Zhang Chun is forced to bow to, swallowing rage he doesn't dare show. Tianfan graciously lets it slide, polishing his image while deepening their fear. But Zhang Chun snaps, suddenly drawing his sword for a desperate sneak attack. He roars with killing intent, clearly past the point of rational thought. The crowd panics. If that strike lands, there's no fixing the fallout. The system perks up, thrilled at a golden chance to shove Tianfan into competition. Tianfan remains calm, as if he's already read the ending. The sword strike is blocked by protective ki, proving his no weakling. Zhang Chun panics, realizing he misjudged his opponent from the start. A talisman on Tianfan glows, an unrevealed trump card awakens. Two golden dragons burst forth, crushing Zhang Chun's attack outright. The crowd recognizes the ancestral dragon guardian and instantly knows his untouchable. Zhang Chun is blasted away like trash, defeated in both strength and spirit. Tianfan philosophizes again, treating all this fighting as meaningless theater. The system nearly crashes. Nothing can drag him into proper rivalry. He even removes the guardian talisman, acting like his ace means nothing. He shifts responsibility to Su Changsu, forcing the elder to clean up his disciple's mess. Su Changsu quickly apologizes and promises punishment, fearing greater offense. Tianfan casually shatters the talisman, flexing that he's got plenty more. He leaves the aftermath to the host and exits with total control. After he leaves, Zhang Yu explodes in anger over her ruined efforts. Su Changsu hurriedly apologizes and offers compensation, desperate to calm things down. Still, has kicked out outright. Some messes can't be patched with words. The elder sighs, calling it a lesson for a disciple who's never tasted defeat. Zhang Chun refuses to accept it, his crushed pride mutating into extreme hatred. He even curses his own master, proving rage has devoured his reason. Su Changsu slaps him to shut him up, showing the rift is beyond repair. He warns of the consequences of killing Tianfan, but logic no longer reaches him. In his despair, a mysterious voice appears, hinting at a new plot against Tianfan. Three black-clad figures block Zhang Chun's path. Has stumbled into something dangerous. They hide their identities and tempt him directly, targeting his desire to kill Tianfan. He agrees instantly, hatred overpowering all sense. Meanwhile, Tianfan indulges in luxury, proving cultivation ranks low on his priority list. The system can't stand it and tries forcing him toward competitive self-improvement. He instead sees the system as the only flaw in his perfect life. The system warns of looming danger, insisting only personal strength ensures lasting safety. He suddenly sits up, making the system think it finally convinced him. Instead, he goes looking for something else, rendering its speech useless. He opens a cabinet stuffed with guardian talismans. Others can only dream of one. He casually swaps in a new talisman, proving his solution is always resources, not training. Done with that, he returns to enjoying life, leaving the system speechless. Pushed to the brink, the system decides to escalate tactics to force cultivation. Tianfan narrows his eyes, sensing another scheme brewing. The system offers a spirit fruit that boosts cultivation rapidly, dangling instant gains. He yawns at the offer, hardly impressive by his standards. The system unveils a pile of rare treasures, hoping one will tempt him. He ignores them all, choosing comfort over power-ups. Furious, the system pulls out its final trump card. She presents an ultimate-grade spirit herb, something any cultivator would go mad for. He still shrugs. His standards sit far above market value. Right then, Second Master Luo shows up, bringing family privilege to wreck the system's plan again. He thanks Tianfan, further proving his high status within the Luo clan. Second Master casually drops the spirit herb, showing it's basically pocket lint here. He even turns it into pill ingredients, downgrading the treasure on the spot. Then he hands over a pile of finished pills, making the system's temptation laughable. The system nearly crashes. Its resources can't compete with the Luo clan's stash. Refusing defeat, it switches to high-grade weapons as bait. Instantly ruined when subordinates deliver heaps of apology weapons from a sect. The sheer quantity and quality make the system's gear look bargain bin. A precious sword is presented, proving Tianfan lacks nothing in combat resources. He casually gifts it to Wu Yan. He doesn't need it anyway. Wu Yan beams, convinced sticking to him was the smartest move ever. The system trembles with rage as reality bulldozes every scheme. It pivots again, offering a top-tier cultivation technique. He reveals his clan owns thousands, turning the offer into a joke. He even lets his subordinates use them freely, flaunting absurd abundance. The system falls into despair. This host won't follow any normal script. That afternoon, he's back to fishing, steadfastly avoiding competition. The system reports critical errors. Ironically, it's the one breaking down. Tianfan is delighted by the glitches, hoping to break free and live carefree. Suddenly, his fishing rod jerk's hard relaxation just got interrupted. A rare spirit fish surfaces, something others would call destiny. Fourth Uncle Luo confirms it's a rare spiritual creature that can massively boost cultivation. Its value equals a century of hard training enough to spark bloody fights. He releases it immediately, proving he actively dodges every path to power. Even the risk of his father's scolding doesn't worry him, family backing is his shield. Fourth Uncle can only laugh, absurd, yes, but fitting for his status. News that Luo Wuji is about to break through stirs outside forces, storms are brewing. Despite looming danger, he lounges lazily, utterly unprepared. He views cultivation realms as a boring ranking system and wants no part in it. Comparing to his past life deepens his disdain for effort, reinforcing his apathy. Suddenly, the system upgrades into a version tailored for the Let It Be path. The spirit avatar rejoices, thinking it finally matches his personality. It assigns a Let It Be mission, confident this time cooperation is guaranteed. He refuses again, even intentional laziness counts as effort. The system stubbornly adjusts strategy, trying to force him down its chosen road. He dismantles it with logic, exposing contradictions in its definition of letting go. His reasoning invalidates the system's foundation at its core. The system freezes, there's no counter-argument to that flawless logic. It reluctantly admits his right, sinking deeper into crisis mode. Huang Yu appears, inviting him out and pulling him from boredom. Despite house arrest, he still wants to visit a brothel, reckless and pleasure-loving as ever. Even past beatings don't scare him, consequences clearly aren't persuasive. Tianfan suspects his being used as a shield, knowing Huang Yu's personality. He agrees anyway, curiosity and fun outweigh caution. He heads off to see the courtesan queen, choosing pleasure over practice once again. The system feels utterly helpless, his mastery of apathy exceeds its control. Suddenly his body glows, spiritual energy gathering without any effort. The system is stunned, it's a rare spiritual infusion, right, completely unplanned. His realm skyrockets, proving he grows stronger without lifting a finger. A massive pillar of light erupts, drawing the entire city's attention and raising tension. Jiang Chun witnesses the phenomenon, sensing both opportunity and looming danger. The black-clad group panics, thinking Luo Wuji is about to break through and ruin everything. The old mastermind analyzes fast and orders the plan accelerated before it's too late. They lock onto Tianfan, the only exploitable weak spot. The plan: kill him, shatter Luo Wuji's Dao heart, then let heavenly tribulation finish the job. Jiang Chun is chosen as the main pawn, motivated, bitter, and reckless enough. He agrees instantly, hatred has become an unstoppable obsession. Meanwhile, Tianfan is drained after leveling up, clueless about danger closing in. Huang Yu freaks out at the phenomenon, realizing Tianfan's strength far exceeds expectations. He assumes Tianfan has been hiding power all along, classic pig-playing Tedger move. Tianfan claims it was an accident, but the more he explains, the guiltier he sounds. The system pops up to congratulate him, making him suspect it orchestrated everything. It keeps nudging him to change mindset and willingly embrace cultivation. Night falls and Linglong Pavilion glows brilliantly, setting the stage for hidden schemes. In a private room, a girl is prepared to serve. This guest is no ordinary man. Knowing as a young master of the Luo residence, the plan must be exquisitely precise. Demonic Kai seeps in silently, an assassination trap long prepared. A ghostly hand strangles two people, piece flipping to horror and a heartbeat. A black-clad assassin steps out, killing intent thick as fog. This is organized. He strikes cleanly, leaving no witnesses alive. A waiter dies instantly, amplifying terror for the remaining victim. The girl collapses into panic, utterly powerless. The assassin's disfigured face only heightens the menace. He prepares to deploy LeMay, revealing the plot involves possession, not just murder. Black smoke spreads, the body-snatching ritual begins. LeMay manifests under orders, infiltrate Tianfan from within. She tries to bargain for freedom, hinting she's also a forced pawn. Bound by a sealing mark, she must obey. The victim begs desperately, but fate is sealed. LeMay unwillingly possesses her, turning her into a living weapon. The body resists fiercely, its final flicker of will. At last it stabilizes, the takeover is complete. The original consciousness fades, LeMay now fully controls the vessel. The black-clad man smiles, his chess piece is ready. Outside, the banquet begins, a perfect cover for murder. Tianfan remains relaxed amid the festivities, unaware of closing danger. Disguised as staff, LeMay approaches and makes contact with her target. Tianfan only complains about the annoying system, sensing zero killing intent. LeMay notices his guardian talisman must disable it first. Just then Jiang Chun is ushered in, complicating the lethal setup. Tianfan mocks him, casually oblivious to layered conspiracies. Jiang Chun pretends to apologize, waiting for his revenge strike. During a treasure exchange, LeMay secretly moves to clear the path. She disables the guardian talisman, stripping his crucial defense. The system watches everything but refuses to intervene. Its intrigued danger might force him to rely on it. By its logic, pushing the host into peril increases control, so it stays silent. It even activates a Let It Be mission, dulling his vigilance as the trap tightens. Tianfan warns the system not to meddle, but it ignores him, ready to manipulate events. Jiang Chun senses the perfect moment and prepares his final blow. He unleashes demonic goo worms, igniting chaos to launch the assassination. The Grand Hall erupts in panic, no one reacts in time. Guards instantly shield Tianfan, knowing he has the primary target. The protector strikes immediately, denying the go worms any chance to reach the young master. Flames incinerate the go worms, halting the first assault wave. 4 black-clad figures suddenly appear. This was a layered ambush, not a solo act. The guards realize it's serious, the enemy's numbers and coordination are textbook. They cast spells in unison, activating a preset confinement formation. A restriction barrier slams down over the hall, instantly crippling many fighters. Everyone recognizes a multi-expert formation nearly impossible to break quickly. To shatter it, the formation masters must die, so Tianfan's men charge. Both sides clash violently, turning the banquet into a battlefield. Jiang Chun sneers the formation is complete, and Tianfan surely can't escape now. His confident reinforcements can't enter, isolating his target. Yet Tianfan stays calm, hinting someone capable is still around. Wu Yan immediately intercepts Jiang Chun to protect Tianfan. Jiang Chun is irritated. Delay means rising risk. Wu Yan declares her allegiance to Tianfan. Her Yi are tied to him now. Jiang Chun decides to eliminate her first to clear the path. They battle fiercely, escalating the chaos. The system watches coldly, refusing to help, waiting for despair. Tianfan keeps joking, seemingly unaware of the danger level. Huang Yu still shields a beauty, the absurd calm contrasting the crisis. The system believes once the guardian talisman fails, he'll beg for help. It fantasizes about his defeat and dependence, doubling down on non-intervention. In reality, Wu Yan starts losing ground. Time favors the assassins. The system grows excited while Tianfan finally senses things turning bad. Jiang Chun shifts focus and directly calls out Tianfan to end it. The system thinks its moment has arrived and prepares to act. Suddenly, the ceiling explodes and unexpected variable crashes in. Dust clouds blind everyone, breaking the combat rhythm. Jiang Chun panics. This wasn't in the script. A powerhouse appears before Tianfan, instantly flipping the board. It's a high-level Liu clan guard. Reinforcements have broken the formation. His overwhelming aura makes Jiang Chun realize total failure. Jiang Chun tries to flee, knowing staying equals death. The guard pursues at terrifying speed, denying escape. Caught in suffocating killing intent, Jiang Chun understands his end is near. The system is confused. It thought Tianfan wouldn't act, yet events derail its calculations. Wu Yan suddenly pivots and stabs at Liu Tianfan, forcing the system to see both risk and opportunity. Seizing the rare timing, the system hurriedly throws out a life-saving card. One beat late and all collapses. Before it triggers, another figure blocks the strike, ruining the counterplay. With a single palm strike, Wu Yan is blasted down. Power gap brutally exposed. The attacker is Tianfan's personal steward, proving hidden protection always surrounds him. The system fumes. So many concealed experts, meaning its plans were laughably naive. Pinned to the ground, Wu Yan recalls her mole mission. Failure means everything wasted. She had faked gratitude for the sword, waiting to use it to kill him. No wonder she's bitter now. Liu Tianfan coldly notes she exposed herself too early. He saw through her all along. Wu Yan admits his no fool, which only worsens matters. Is more dangerous than expected. He explains her repetitive acting gave her away, proving he'd been observing carefully from the start. He offers a choice: confess or face torture. Every escape route is sealed. The threat of interrogation raises the stakes. He doesn't need her dead to extract value. Wu Yan defiantly challenges him, but that only amuses him. Stubborn pawns are often the most useful. He questions Xu Gao instead, sensing a mastermind bigger than a lone assassin. Reports confirm someone aims to sabotage Luo Wuji's breakthrough by killing Tianfan to trigger a heart demon. Stakes officially sky high. The system's odd excitement makes him suspicious. This smells less like help, more like trouble. It tempts him to power up, knowing shadowy enemies will force him to defend himself. He counters with a question about human worth, leaving the system speechless. He's not baited by cheap benefits. The steward proposes strategies, and he instantly picks Plan 72, clearly preloaded with contingencies. Turns out he hired thousands of strategists to draft hundreds of assassination responses. He calmly outsources the thinking. Control matters more than personal effort. Night falls and a citywide ceiling formation activates, turning the area into a cage. The black-clad group realizes acting too soon trapped them. No safe exits left. A sharp shout cuts their argument. Reality has spiraled beyond control. With all retreats blocked, they agree on the only option: fight desperately. The target is clear: kill Liu Tianfan or die cornered. The price: a permanent blood mark hunt. This is a true life or death gamble. The leader forces everyone to accept the suicide mission. Inaction means certain death anyway. Silent nods follow from this moment. There's no turning back. On a high tower, he sips tea leisurely. Everything below unfolds within expectations. Spotting dark figures, he guesses they've been cornered and will strike recklessly. The assassins search for escape and fail. The formation seals every path. With no options left, they charge the tower, killing him as their only hope. He calmly confirms as the target. He predicted this final move from the start. The leader orders a simultaneous strike. Only combined force might crack the defense. A barrage of techniques slams into the tower, both sides playing their last cards. The formation retaliates with lightning. Every attack was anticipated and weaponized. Thunder crashes down in a massive explosion, making the assassins think the barrier is broken. The leader cheers, convinced that blast was the killing blow. From the smoke, he strolls out unharmed. Apparently their ultimate move was child's play. He casually explains Plan 72: corner them, then call the elders checkmate from the beginning. Lightning strikes again as a supreme powerhouse appears, tilting the board instantly. The leader pales. It's Luo Wuji, the one existence they should never have touched. Luo Wuji sneers, calling them rats. Touch his son and get crushed. With mere pressure, he makes them cough. Blood numbers mean nothing before true power. The leader panics. Same realm, yet utterly suppressed. This isn't winnable. Subordinates flee in despair, knowing staying equals meaningless death. Luo Wuji seals all escape routes. Once in the trap, no one leaves. The leader chooses desperate resistance. Fight for a sliver of survival. Thousands of sword ki rain down, turning the battlefield into an execution ground. Assassins are shredded and mass. Their resistance only hastens death. Survivors chant defenses frantically. Without it, they'd be ash instantly. Suddenly the heavens shift, dark clouds gather, adding a volatile twist. The leader realizes heavenly tribulation is forming and sees a last, dangerous chance to flip the table. The raging thunder turns the battlefield into a mashup of man-made chaos and heavenly punishment. Heavenly lightning targets Luo Wuji, signaling his life or death tribulation has begun. The leader seizes the his weakest now moment and attacks with everything he's got. A giant guardian appears, proving Luo Wuji pre-installed defense even mid tribulation. He declares hell cut off all future trouble, meaning he plans to wipe them out on the spot. The guardian's palm strike makes the enemy's desperate charge look like running into a brick wall. The power clash explodes loudly, but the scale clearly tips to one overwhelmingly stronger side. From afar, Lu Tianfan watches calmly. This whole fight was a scripted drama. He even mocks the system, calling this battle the real reward, leaving it fuming speechless. Gravely injured, the leader can't fathom why Luo Wuji seems nearly immune to the tribulation. Standing in lightning, Luo Wuji stays serene, as if heaven itself isn't worth sweating over. A strange sound from the sky makes the leader suspect a higher being is meddling. A giant hand descends, and he thinks backup from some mighty power has arrived. Luo Wuji notes it's merely a true immortal, hardly impressive enough to sway him. Drawing his sword, he declares no one is qualified to save prey from his hand. Facing the tribulation, he looks annoyed, like it's a nuisance, not a threat. With one slash, he splits the lightning tribulation in half, casually defying cosmic rules. The leader trembles, realizing he's fighting a monster who can cut heaven itself. He screams monster as his entire understanding of power shatters. Another sword strike falls, erasing his last shred of hope before he can process it. Luo Tianfan steps out, commenting like it's theater because to him it is. But as he leaves, a formation suddenly activates, signaling an unscripted twist. A teleportation array yanks him skyward, dumping him right behind Luo Wuji in danger. Luo Wuji turns and asks his thoughts, testing how much his son grasped from the tribulation. Lu Tianfan shrugs it off as just bright, wasting the rare enlightenment chance. He complains it was noisy too, clearly dodging any serious reflection. Luo Wuji explains this tribulation was abnormal and forces him to watch or fall behind. He even grants spiritual power for protection, knowing real danger will find his son soon enough. Then he turns back to heaven, treating the tribulation like unfinished paperwork. The system appears, watching intently, more invested in the tribulation than its host's safety. Luo Tianfan suspects it pushed him to cultivate just for this show, exposing its awkward motive. Hours later, calm returns, signaling the battle's end and order restored. He storms in, accusing Fourth Uncle of using him as bait, almost literal sacrifice material. Fourth Uncle soothes him with promises of compensation, knowing he won't let this slide. He instantly demands rare treasures, proving trauma won't stop opportunism. Luo Wuji arrives and the room turns serious. The real authority has entered. Everyone congratulates his breakthrough, boosting the family's status post-tribulation. He brushes it off, clearly focused on bigger matters. He regrets Lu Tianfan's late breakthrough, costing him entry to an important secret realm. Lu Tianfan feigns regret but inwardly avoids that trouble magnet. Suddenly, marriage is mentioned, hitting him harder than any cultivation issue. Luo Wuji decides to marry him to the Empress for alliance and character building, no escape offered. Hearing Empress, Lu Tianfan tenses up, knowing this isn't a casual wedding. He realizes being prince consort means losing freedom, so his survival instincts kick into overdrive. He stalls by suggesting further discussion, buying time to scheme his way out of marriage. His father crushes that hope and even blocks access to his mother. Delay plan officially dead. He fumes silently, knowing the decision power isn't his to challenge. His brain spins up a new scheme. He refuses to sit and wait for a forced wedding. A light bulb flashes, has found a way to twist the situation to his favor. He volunteers to avenge personally, using it as the perfect excuse to leave the power center. He claims enlightenment after the assassination attempt, but it's just narrative cover for escape. His father agrees, unintentionally handing him the exit he wanted. He grabs the mission and bolts, fearing any delay might trap him again. The elders know he's crafty, yet let him go. Forcing him rarely ends well. Luo Wuji warns the heavenly tribulation is weakening, hinting at an era of mass powerhouse births. Opportunity and chaos will rise together. The world is bracing for upheaval. Prosperous age or chaotic age, the line between them is razor thin. On the road, he plots to use the mission as both shield and life insurance against marriage. He examines the item on his neck, suspecting it ties into a deeper secret or plan. He smiles slyly. Operation Dodge. The wedding is taking shape. Elsewhere, the system feels uneasy after witnessing the tribulation, sensing something off. It jolts upright, realizing the tribulation triggered a critical insight. The system dives into data analysis. New variables may reshape the future. It reviews his entire past, searching for the right moment to activate the cultivation plan. Since childhood has been a carefree slacker, making the system believe cultivation would be his turning point. It admits it has always monitored him, waiting for his cultivation debut. It expects activation upon his cultivation. That's the mission trigger. Instead, he grabs spiritual power and happily runs off track. He uses a cultivation technique to grill fish, utterly shattering the system's logic. The shock nearly breaks it. Its host refuses to follow the script. Soon he's forced into remedial lessons. The clan wants him back on the cultivation track. He's bored, knowing higher cultivation means bigger trouble. Avoidance mode stays on. The lecturer stresses consolidating cultivation foundation now decides the future. He nods obediently while secretly aiming for a peaceful, low-effort life. The system suddenly rewards origin key, causing backlash. Proof it can forcibly boost him. He pretends nothing's wrong, hiding the system's control from others. He realizes the system is dangerous. Sudden power surges could wreck his body. Luckily, it's just unstable aura, but he notes unchecked growth could be lethal. He quits class immediately, avoiding further contact while unstable. Back in his room, he eyes the system warily. It surely has more tricks. The system shifts strategy to daily life missions, forcing natural cultivation gains. It claims even gaming grants origin key. Every hobby now equals training. Even resting boosts power, turning normal life into non-stop leveling. Eating also grants origin key. Escape from forced growth is impossible. One meal triggers a breakthrough. He realizes passivity means higher realms await. Furious, he vows to fight back. Losing control isn't an option. He prepares massive resources, planning an extreme self-inflicted method to disrupt the system. Subordinates deliver materials. This rebellion was premeditated. He takes out pills, leaving the system curious about his next move. He swallows all the pills at once, aiming to create internal chaos and break the growth rhythm. His spiritual energy seems stable, just the calm before internal chaos. Then it goes haywire. Too many pills push his body into serious imbalance. Physique up, cultivation down, exactly as planned to dodge the system's forced leveling. The system panics, realizing his deliberately downgrading and wrecking its blueprint. He keeps swallowing more, clearly aiming for maximum disruption. The system begs him to stop, as close to breaking its control mechanism. Outsiders misread it as reckless cultivation, completely missing his true goal. His father decides to assist the breakthrough, accidentally threatening the whole sabotage plan. In the end, he gains near-perfect physique, but only mid-stage cultivation. Partial victory achieved. Maintaining this state is nearly impossible. Both the system and external forces will push him upward. He feels smug for now, but this war with the system is far from over. Right then, Lu Wuji appears, balance shattered again. His father insists on helping him break through, endangering all his suppression efforts. The system freaks out as Luo Wuji forces pills on him. This could undo everything. With paternal support, has shoved straight into the radiant manifestation realm, making prior struggle almost pointless. Soon his subordinates storm a brothel, launching a flashy new move. They declare they're rescuing the courtesan queen, clearly premeditated orders. The news shocks the city. Only Lu Tianfan would cause chaos so boldly. His name spreads instantly. His infamous arrogance precedes him. He orders all attendants brought along, obviously gathering every piece onto one board. An elder warns Limi to stay calm, unclear if Lu Tianfan has uncovered her identity. Limi plays along, but when she's not taken to the Luo residence, alarm bells ring. She questions the destination. Being moved elsewhere means uncontrolled danger. The sky darkens as a colossal artifact appears. He planned this getaway in advance. It's revealed as a legendary warship, capable of crushing major forces overnight. A steward reports investigation progress, though the masterminds remain unidentified. He orders immediate departure. Staying means more uncontrollable risks. He reassures subordinates, yet knows the real threat isn't outside enemies. In his mind, the true dangers are the system and Luo Wuji. Both can corner him anytime. He frames the escape as revenge, masking retreat as bold action. The launch command sounds. He officially leaves the danger hub. Limi gazes afar, painful memories resurfacing as she's swept into this scheme. Visions of being hunted remind her that her true identity attracts inevitable peril. Spy training memories confirm she's always been someone else's tool. Lu Tianfan suddenly interrupts her thoughts, dragging her back to the unstable present. He talks about upcoming scenery, lightening the mood despite lurking danger. She doubts him. How can he be sure of beauty he's never seen? He insists it'll be beautiful because he'll see it himself. Emotion over logic. He embraces expectation even at risk of disappointment. The present feeling matters most. When she probes his expectations, he deflects with a counter-question, guarded as ever. He moves closer, turning the chat intimate and catching her off guard. The system reports dual cultivation massively boosts origin key, ironically nudging him toward another breakthrough. He realizes leveling up isn't so bad with his resources. Higher realms are manageable. Seeing the exhausted system, he notes it has limits too, meaning this chess match can continue. He mocks the system for overreacting. Clearly it's being extra. 2 days later, he enters the ancient forest, kicking off his Postclan adventure arc. The forest brims with strange phenomena, opportunity and doom bundled together. The steward grows alert. Unknown terrain means something is definitely lurking. She hears odd noises, forcing them to halt before walking into a trap. The suspicious direction is pinpointed. The threat is close, not hypothetical. They move in quickly. Hesitation means losing initiative. They hide and observe, knowing the next move could shape the entire journey. Their sudden brothel appearance leaves the foe stunned, instant psychological edge. A bizarre old man chants strange spells. This isn't orthodox cultivation but dangerous dark arts. 3 children kneel, clearly lured or coerced into a shady ritual. One looks bored and confused, patience running thin. The old man snaps at the interruption, exposing his vicious core beneath fake holiness. He eyes the child with killing intent, useless for the ritual means disposable. He decides to eat the child, proving living humans are just cultivation fuel to him. Spider legs sprout from his body, monster confirmed, life or death mode activated. Lacking sacrifices, he hunts more frantically, turning the kids into mandatory prey. The children flee in panic, realizing they're prey, not disciples. His eerie laughter seals it. This is a manhunt, not a sermon. One child falls, instantly becoming the prime target. He approaches with sweet threats, crushing the preys well before the kill. The girl realizes the deception too late, escape is gone. He justifies it as teaching cultivation, masking ritual slaughter. He forces her to accept fate. Non-cultivators are just ingredients. A flying sword slices in, saving her at the final second. The old monster dodges the fatal blow, has no pushover. He roars for the saboteur. The ruined ritual equals ruined plans. Huang appears on behalf of the young master, turning the hunt into a showdown. The old monster attacks instantly. Delay means losing advantage. Huang counters decisively, clearly stronger and unwilling to drag things out. Has blasted away hunter downgraded to hunted. Huang lands lightly, fully composed while Hez in disarray. She pursues without pause. Hesitation equals escape. She interrogates Mod assault, combining mental and physical pressure. The finishing strike falls, ending the fight before he can recover. The girl watches in awe, her first glimpse of true righteous power. Seeing Lo Tianfan, she mistakes him for a ghost. Trauma speaks louder than logic. The system complains. Huang skipped dialogue, still trying to manage the script mid-battle. Huang realizes it was just an avatar the real body lives on. That revelation worsens things. The true enemy may be nearby. Lu Tianfan orders a search immediately, clearly a preset encirclement plan. Huang questions the girl, knowing victims hold the fastest clues. The girl says she was led to find an immortal master, confirming child-luring tactics. He concludes it's a demonic cultivator, methods far from orthodox. The girl insists some succeeded, meaning the dark art isn't entirely fake. Huang contacts the warship to report the matter exceeds a lone incident. She studies the girl carefully, suspecting hidden danger still undiscovered. They discover the girl bears a curse. This isn't simple rescue, but a deeper scheme. The spell turns victims into cultivation tools, exposing the mastermind's cruelty. Huang explains the seal reclaims all cultivated power. The victim merely fattens someone else. The goal is perfect child vessels, bodies modified for easy harvesting. The method ruins foundations and shortens lifespan. The cost far outweighs the shine. Even so, the girl insists on cultivating. Her will to escape outweighs fear. She asks to take a master, believing cultivation is her only way out. Huang hesitates while Lu Tianfan finds it amusing, like a live drama of the cultivation world. Subordinates uncover many imprisoned children. This is industrial-scale harvesting. Checks reveal several beyond saving, underscoring the demonic cultivator's brutality. The girl despairs upon learning she can't cultivate, her imagined future erased. He sighs, seeing exploitation exists in every world, only the packaging changes. Huang asks what to do. This choice will shape the victim's fates. He decides to take the girl along, better odds than abandonment. He orders the altar destroyed, erasing this nest of sin. He laments the ruined scenery. Human greed turns wonders into hellscapes. Nature's beauty versus human rot makes it all more bitter. Arriving at a new city, festive noise creates a false peace after bloodshed. He explains the festival, everything curated for a flawless experience. Huang reveals it was intentional. The bustle is also under control. He even hired planners to tweak the route experience over cultivation always. The system fumes at his laziness, deepening their Cold War. He comforts Qing He, steering her from failure towards small joys. Yet she feels worthless without cultivation, self-value warped by doctrine. He stays silent, knowing words can't uproot ingrained belief. Still, playtime soon lifts her mood. She has a child at heart. Simple joy frees her briefly, something cultivation can't instantly grant. She gets dizzy from overplaying innocence intact. He steadies her with origin key, proving Hez strong despite dodging training. Suddenly her father appears, family truth clash imminent. She runs to him happily, trusting family as safe haven. His surprise shifts to suspicion, tension spikes. He rages, thinking she quit cultivation. Faith in the immortal master runs deep. She tells the truth, but it contradicts his belief system. He slaps her to silence dissent. Truth threatens his worldview. Lua Tianfan and Huang observe this as manipulated belief, not just family drama. The father defends the master, having paid dearly. He can't admit deception. The girl breaks her own father, sides with her exploiter. He claims the seal is helpful, dark arts normalized by collective delusion. The parade begins, scaling the crisis to citywide proportions. The idol's eyes glow, hypnotizing citizens. Mass dark ritual confirmed. Huang shields Lu Tianfan, danger beyond normal thresholds. A sinister smile emerges. The mastermind activates the grand scheme. Citizens kneel, hollow-eyed yet infused with dangerous corrupt power. Seeing control slip away, Huang strikes first to break the guided momentum. The figure atop the statue shouts his ritual directly threatened. No wasted words, Huang channels full force to smash the statue, the ritual's core. The strike hits home, part of the statue explodes, confirming it's the ritual's anchor. Falling rubble crushes the carriers. Dabbling in dark arts comes with literal costs. With the ritual disrupted, the mastermind rages, his authority openly challenged. He forms seals and chants, cranking up the sorcery to regain crowd control. Crimson energy spreads, full force coercion mode activated. Evil marks bloom on foreheads, everyone's now a living sacrifice. One enthralled victim laughs at newfound power, proof of baited temptation. Lua Tianfen's necklace reacts as a V target in this ritual. Huang retreats to guard him, realizing the cursed idol is draining life force. Yet Lu Tianfen stays oddly calm, his body isn't reacting like the others. Even allies are branded, while the statue boasts no one can escape. Huang warns it's critical, fail to break the formation and all will be drained dry. Red alerts blare in the system, the curse has reached life core levels. The system resists frantically, losing means total host takeover. The statue grows stronger, each second tilts advantage to the enemy. Orders are given to capture alive for sacrifice. Death isn't enough, exploitation is key. A hulking minion steps up, drunk on borrowed dark power. Has blasted away instantly, Huang's side still bites back. Huang clears a path decisively, hesitation means being swallowed by the corrupted mob. But the curse siphons her strength, every strike costs life force. The frenzied crowd fuels the ritual, turning battle into a sacrificial vortex. Huang fights on regardless, stopping equals instant depletion. She drops foes one by one, merely buying time before collapse. She suspects the scale exceeds, this villain hidden backing is likely. The statue stands firm, the root remains, so efforts are temporary. Its gaze locks on Lu Tianfan as the key sacrifice. He doesn't move, his calm makes things more unpredictable. The mark on his forehead flares, the curse attempts body takeover. Inside, the system braces, letting go means total consumption. It pours everything into resistance, a life or death to go for within. Lu Tianfan gets a notice, origin key rising, the curse is being counterdrained. Outside, Huang nears exhaustion, the physical frontline crumbles. She unleashes a final strike, fail now and all are sacrificed. The evil seal blocks her spell, she is suppressed beyond counterattack. King Ho rushes in, seeing the crowd as sheep led to slaughter. A hand stops her, those people know the truth yet choose the path. She can't grasp why they accept death knowingly what drives them. Lu Tianfan explains they fear being left behind if others grow stronger. Fear of lagging behind becomes toxic fuel, trading everything to mask inferiority. Qinghu asks if there's escape, this road leads only to ruin. Lu Tianfan says there is, sparking fragile hope amid crisis. The answer: let go, yet ambition runs too deep for self-restraint. Even the system is helpless, this isn't power, it's human choice. Qinghu refuses surrender, ordinary people can't just drop obsession. Lu Tianfan notes letting go is harder than fighting, so most double down on mistakes. A man retorts, Lu Tianfan never knew poverty, so who is he to judge? He confesses losing everything, chasing immortality, blinded by the power dream. Being bluntly rejected becomes a festering wound, birthing obsession he can't release. Suffocating resentment turns every chance into an excuse to dive deeper. Lu Tianfan congratulates him, he finally tasted the power he chased at any cost. He mocks that this is the dream moment, so why the bitterness? But greed escalates, he wants even more, fully devoured by desire. Revenge and validation drive him, proving hell trade everything. His body destabilizes, his obsession erupts, the bill is coming due. Lu Tianfan coldly labels him prey, he offered himself to dark arts. Exposed, he goes berserk and attacks rather than face truth. Huang shields Lu Tianfan, one slip and his prime sacrifice. King Huo's father intervenes, choosing to bear the consequence himself. He swats the attacker aside, easily borrowed dark power is terrifyingly real. Qinghu rejoices, unaware the cost is silently draining him. Testing the strength, he feels its dominance, no wonder many are tempted. Yet he awakens, realizing he nearly became a puppet thanks to Lu Tianfan's words. He hugs his daughter, wishing only for her safety, ambition abandoned. He admits protecting her is enough, fake power isn't needed. His life force dissipates, borrowed strength demands life in return. The villain crawls up laughing, thinking the ritual succeeded. Then panic hits, things are spiraling beyond control. All puppets are drained into husks, the ritual devoured its offerings. Huang senses a bigger threat, the ritual hasn't ended, just advanced. The system sounds alarmed, something far worse lurks behind. Lu Tianfan remains calm, irritating the system, his unfazed mid-struggle. A cold voice echoes, the true mastermind finally speaks. Qinghu is seized and turned into the next puppet, target upgraded. Lu Tianfan sees the exploitive design, this is a refined predatory system. Qinghu lunges, eyes vacant, a living weapon aimed at him. Lu Tianfan laughs, the enemy grew overconfident. He gently pushes her aside, he was never controlled. He mocks them back, forcing doubt into their earlier assumptions. A colossal warship appears, his counterplay was prepared in advance. The ship descends with pressure, flipping defense into offense. Lu Tianfan coldly demands the ritual stop, destroy the statue, and it collapses. He threatens outright destruction, ready to escalate despite treaty fallout. The foe panics, rules are being broken, and he can't stop it. No debate, Lu Tianfan orders fire, action over words. The scholar freezes, never expected such blatant rule-breaking. Barrage pounds the barrier, crushing defense to reach the source. Once shattered, Lu Tianfan redirects fire to the statue's core. The ship's formation channels energy for a decisive strike. A blazing thunderfire sphere plummets, no room for recovery. Lu Tianfan laughs, confident the board is his. Yet the statue stands unharmed, the foe smirks at his miscalculation. Suddenly the dark force vanishes, the mastermind retreats to phase 2. The villain regains awareness in terror, he was merely a puppet. Others awaken as well, seeming crisis over. Limmy stands confused, the aftermath is chaotic and unclear. The system remains suspicious, the enemy surely has a deadlier move queued. The screams toward the statue signal that a fresh dose of weirdness is brewing. The crowd notices the statue changing, and their faith starts to wobble. They instantly blame the warship, proving blind faith dies hard. The system warns that further attacks mean fighting every believer and going full chaos. It forces Tianfan to choose between slaughtering all followers or sparing the mastermind, no happy ending included. Tianfan stays silent, knowing any choice comes with a brutal price tag. He sighs, finally stumped by a problem muscles can't fix. He first picks total destruction, ready to pay up to crush the evil cult system. Then he flips the table, refusing to play this rigged either a game. He chooses not to choose, tossing life and death decisions back to the deluded crowd. If you dodge, die. If you cling to faith, your call. He orders fire to continue, locking the decision in with no undo button. The believers rage, desperate for a scapegoat instead of doubting their creed. They use their bodies to shield the statue, showcasing faith that bulldozed reason. Tianfan ignores them, respecting their choice by letting consequences run wild. The attack keeps falling, forcing reality to punch blind faith in the face. One zealot charges out and gets erased, paying full price for his illusion. The rest panic, seeing for the first time that belief isn't bulletproof. Tianfan coldly offers a final choice, step aside and live or die hugging your god. An old believer bolts in terror, realizing faith doesn't grant extra lives. Panic spreads like dominoes, and the crowd flees as belief collapses fast. 3 giant swords appear, signaling the guardians of the Tao are clocking in. 3 masked cultivators descend, radiating law enforcer swagger. Seating the Ascension Pact, they order Tianfan to stop for crossing the line. Sucha hesitates for orders, knowing this means taking on the Guardian system. Tianfan ignores the warning, smashing the statue matters more than the rules. He gives the final command, shattering the statue and cutting off its dark arts supply. A memory surfaces revealing the Ascension Pact was forged to limit devastation. The pact created Guardian cultivators to shield mortals from cultivator crossfire. At first, the system kept the world stable, backed by major powers. Over time, it rotted from within, hinting at corruption behind the curtain. The fish biting the hook metaphor shows someone eventually gamed the system. Back to reality, the people panic after losing their spiritual crutch. Sucha warns the Guardians are coming, while Tianfan just smirks he saw this coming. The three Guardians land, upgrading the clash into a faction showdown. They accuse Tianfan of breaking the pact, grabbing the moral high ground early. Tianfan laughs, seeing punish evil hilariously misapplied. Qinghu steps up to defend him, exposing the real villain as a fraud immortal. One Guardian still wants everyone punished, showing mortal lives rank low to him. Ignoring objections, he chants a spell, proving power can warp morality. Qinghu is locked down as the target, revealing the enforcer's cruelty. Tianfan rushes to shield her, refusing to let justice crush the innocent. The system activates a shield, stepping in to save its host from a fatal blow. The barrier blocks the strike, proving the Guardians aren't unbeatable. Two Guardians gape, shocked their attack got swatted so easily. The system gets excited, flexing for the first time amid battlefield tension. Tianfan keeps his trump card hidden, hinting he's not out of tricks. He calms Qinghuo, staying cool in chaos to maintain control. Even within the Guardians, cracks show they can't agree on their own playbook. Tianfan questions their role as protectors, forcing them to face the hypocrisy in their holy title. He exposes the sacrificial crimes, demanding why they knew yet did nothing. They hide behind the Ascension Pact, proving laws can double as crime shields. Tianfan deduces collusion, the scale isn't a solo act. The opponent subtly admits protection, using the organization as a collective revenge threat. Tianfan doesn't flinch, his target was never just one man. The Guardians threaten a full manhunt, flexing institutional pressure to force retreat. Tianfan ends the debate, choosing action over pointless lip service. Suchao unleashes an overwhelming strike, showing Tianfan's camp is ready for a head-on clash. The other Guardians jump in, signaling an unavoidable big battle. One Guardian rages, his authority publicly challenged. The system presents a forced choice: bow down or become a hunted fugitive. Tianfan bristles, sensing the system is cornering him with calculated options. He hates being forced to choose, especially when both roads scream disaster. He tosses a necklace to let fate decide, refusing to play by imposed rules. The Guardian fumes, insulted and losing grip on the situation. Tianfan flips a coin, throwing the outcome to pure chaos. Elsewhere, a mysterious figure awakens, hinting the real puppet master is stirring. He crawls from a cocoon, drained, clearly fresh out of a deadly metamorphosis. Unwilling to accept defeat, his ambition survives his wrecked body. He reassures himself there's still a chance, eyeing a bigger prize. He craves Tianfan like rare prey, seeing him as premium nourishment. His failing body forces him toward extreme recovery methods. Bloodshot eyes reveal his cruelty, fully fallen into demonic path practices. He devours his own flesh to heal, a grotesque badge of madness and power addiction. After eating, he regains some strength, preparing to hunt Tianfan. To him, cannibalism is ritual necessity, his Tao heart utterly corrupted. Losses are acceptable if gains are bigger, classic ruthless demonic cultivator math. Suddenly, a sword pierces a Guardian cultivator, shattering the stalemate. The victim dies clueless, proving the attacker is swift and absolute. A mission failure alert pops up, tipping both the system and Tianfan to an unforeseen variable. A man in black appears, confirming a third party has entered the game. He strikes again without hesitation, clearly purging every Guardian present. The last Guardian panics and runs, realizing his outclassed. Has cut down anyway, the power gap makes escape a joke. The coin lands too late, meaningless now that someone else rewrote the ending. The man in black reassures Tianfan killing their own won't break the rules. Tianfan realizes this man planned ahead, not some random cameo. He identifies Tianfan via the warship, proving long-term surveillance. Tianfan demands answers, wanting the full conspiracy unmasked. The man admits he killed them because, to him, they were already dead inside. Tianfan presses for the reason, forcing the whole truth out. He reveals discovering cannibalistic demonic path ties to the Guardians 6 months ago. His report was ignored, hinting higher-ups were complicit or covering tracks. Internal opacity blocked any lawful investigation. He concludes someone powerful backs them, turning Guardians into demonic path bodyguards. Being weaker, he pretended to join, waiting to flip the board. He witnessed civilians raised as livestock, hardening his resolve to rebel. He used Tianfan as a catalyst, only that identity could shake the system. Tianfan asks if he regrets it, knowing this path is basically suicide. The man in black admits no regret, had labeled them corpses from the start. The mark on Tianfan's forehead glows, signaling distant dark arts surging in stronger. The system fumes, realizing the enemy still won't quit fighting over its host. Even under attack, Tianfan stays cool, clearly not calling this a fatal threat yet. The man in black senses the demonic cultivator is forcing a long-range curse, burning lifespan to do it. Tianfan wonders why he's targeted, hinting he's some kind of premium prize. The man in black suggests tracking and killing the source, knowing delay means disaster. Tianfan refuses, unwilling to play a reactive chase game. He calls for backup, shifting to proactive, larger-scale counterattack mode. In a cave, the demonic cultivator crazily absorbs spiritual energy. The ritual hits climax. Has stunned by the sheer energy, realizing this prey exceeds expectations. doubt creeps in Tian Fan might not be an ordinary mortal at all. It even feels like devouring an immortal, sending his ambition through the roof. Flashbacks reveal his once obsessive dream of becoming an immortal. Failure twisted him, pushing him down the demonic path. Even his mother's pleas couldn't stop him. Humanity officially unplugged. He called his family fools for not understanding extreme cultivation joy. He killed his own mother to aid cultivation, sealing his irreversible fall. His warped logic says any sacrifice is fair if it buys power. He cultivated a cannibal art, turning lives into personal fuel. Now fully corrupted, his sole goal is immortality. Everything else is trash and any price is payable. He mistakes the phenomenon for heavenly tribulation, boosting his manic confidence. Meanwhile, Tian Fan approaches proactively, clearly having locked onto his location. The old man explains the spatial formation there, prepping an indirect strike. Tian Fan checks feasibility, ensuring the plan can truly finish the target. The original plan shifts flexibility, replaces total control. Tian Fan takes out a lightning orb, ready to fake a heavenly tribulation. He decides to play Heaven's Will, baiting the demonic cultivator's ambition. The old man sets up support formations for maximum impact. Talismans fly out, forming the formation step by step. The talismans link flawlessly, clearly a finely tuned setup. The formation seals the space, locking the strike onto target. Tian Fan confirms the formation's origin, fully aware of his toolset. The old man gives the green light, conditions complete. Tian Fan activates the lightning orb, launching the fake heavenly tribulation show. Energy channels downward, triggering a skywide chain reaction. Dark clouds gather, mimicking real heavenly tribulation to fool the demonic cultivator. He starts doubting, but the ritual's too far gone to stop. A lightning bolt erases him instantly, ending evil through his own ambition. Tian Fan regrets not seeing it firsthand, though it all went exactly as planned. The man in black is horrified. The orb held true immortal tribulation lightning, absurdly overkill. The mark on Qinghu fades, confirming the curse died with its caster. The people awaken exhausted, paying the price of prior manipulation. Huang confirms the demonic path power vanished, cut the root. The system collapses. She only lost some vital energy. Tian Fan acted just in time. The system pops out, bragging, hinting at juicy rewards incoming. Mission complete. Tian Fan gains a relic, proof that punching above his level pays well. His gaze shifts, signaling something unusual brewing inside. He realizes his vital energy infiltrated the enemy, flipping death into advantage. The leftover obsession with immortality becomes something he now controls. The system is startled by his calm reaction, his handling this too smoothly. It worries such composure doesn't match his current cultivation level. Tian Fan plays it cool, hiding inner turbulence to avoid panic. In truth, a powerhouse's lingering obsession can warp mortals, so Tian Fan's calm is seriously abnormal. The man in black steps forward, still respectful after witnessing the full display of power. Tian Fan repeats he hates trouble, despite casually bulldozing massive ones. He suggests stirring an even bigger storm. If you break a system, shake the whole board. The man in black is stunned, realizing he misjudged Tian Fan's true intentions. Tian Fan lays out the strategy: if you can't solve it, escalate it with resources. He plans to crush them with family backing, turning it into a wall at war instead of a duel. The man in black feels grateful, finally someone strong enough to shatter the stalemate he couldn't. Tian Fan decides to leave. The immediate objective is done. Then he pauses, as if about to drop a final message. He declares cultivation isn't the only path, smashing a long-imposed worldview. The man in black falls silent. Few dare question this world's core belief. Tian Fan walks away calmly, though instability is already creeping through his body. Qinghu returns the token, still not grasping the deeper meaning behind earlier actions. He gives it back, proof the outcome never depended on that trinket. Both sides of the coin are identical, revealing the flip was pure misdirection. The man in black realizes life and death were in Tian Fan's hands all along, not luck's. Tian Fan and Huang return to the warship, closing the external battle. Once aboard, weakness shows the cost of that clash surfaces. Sweat and fading eyes hint his internal state is seriously shaken. He senses another force still meddling. The danger isn't fully gone. He finally collapses, his body hitting its limit after non-stop action. Su Chao questions their tactics, exposing the mistake of not breaking out sooner. The old man admits they were overconfident, leading to the near disaster. The physician checks him and finds his condition bizarrely inexplicable. Yet his body is in peak condition, so perfect it scares everyone. Lu Tian Fan twists like a grotesque statue, resentment invading and warping his body unnaturally. He wakes and coolly interrogates the system, sensing hidden manipulation. The system snaps that resentment can distort personality. He should have been heavily affected. Tian Fan shoots upright, accusing the system of exploiting resentment to reshape him. The system hurriedly explains it only harvested demonic path remnants, though clearly hiding deeper schemes. She admits secretly tainting the energy source, so when the demon died, all power funneled to him. He realizes her earlier panic was theater. She was transferring power all along. Tian Fan probes the essence of cultivation, knowing misunderstanding it could be fatal. The system explains higher realms refine vital energy into true power, no longer borrowed strength. He instantly grasps it. Borrowing versus owning power is a life-or-death divide. The system is baffled. He isn't angry. Most would rebel after manipulation. She presses further. If he won't resist, her control plan loses purpose. Tian Fan shrugs. He avoided cultivation to dodge trouble, not out of fear of power. Now that avoidance is impossible, hell use the power. Refusal only makes him weaker. He admits smashing the statue felt good, hinting his heart leans toward decisive action. The system gets excited. The host finally shows traits aligned with her intended path. Next morning, the ship departs, marking a new phase where he must dive deeper into cultivation. Contrary to expectations, Tianfan lounges in the sun, proving his not being led by the nose. A structured cultivation plan is presented. He intends to control the game, not charge blindly. Reviewing it, he suddenly recalls the man in black, and the aftermath loose ends breed trouble. The clan and guardian cultivators have handled witnesses and are preparing accusations, escalating the matter further. The maid suddenly kneels, flipping the mood to guilt and dumping emotional pressure on Tianfan. He blinks in surprise. He never blamed her, and he hates unnecessary emotional baggage. She blames her weakness for forcing him to cultivate, unknowingly taking all the burden on herself. The system panics, fearing its careful manipulation is about to unravel. Tianfan walks over in silence, action over speeches as usual. He claims to hate revenge but orders her to live if she dies. He'll inherit trouble he doesn't want. She tearfully calls him young master, loyalty reinforced by his cold logic. Mentioning his technically avenging, he laughs, fully aware of the irony. Cut to Li Mei applying makeup, another scheme quietly loading in parallel. A mysterious voice urges her on, proving she's being controlled with zero delay rights. Li Mei fears suspicion but is forced forward, stuck on a life-or-death tightrope. Sudden pain strikes like punishment, teaching her hesitation equals torture. She collapses in agony, utterly stripped of resistance, her life in someone else's grip. The voice chants, forcing obedience and reminding her she's just a tool. He orders her to poison Tianfan slowly, only she can get close enough. He cuts off all retreat, making rebellion equal instant death. Li Mei accepts the mission, better to poison than be killed first. The voice vanishes after imposing the command, leaving crushing pressure behind. The empty room closes the scene. She is completely isolated in this deadly plot. Li Mei breaks down, accepting she has no choice. Control makes resistance pointless. Back aboard, the system broods, realizing its host is fully beyond its leash. Tianfan suddenly swings at the system, annoyed by its blatant manipulation. Suchao blocks instantly. If that hit lands, things spiral out of control. The punch stops midway, proving Tianfan is testing reactions, not raging. A talisman appears and explodes, clearly a power test of his new strength. The blast roars but spares casualties, controlled experiment, not kill mode. Tianfan steps from the smoke, dissatisfied the result didn't meet expectations. Suchao reappears, praising him, recognizing this was calculated from the start. He applauds the flawless timing. Tianfan controlled every variable. Tianfan mocks the praise. He dislikes hype that distorts self-assessment. The old man keeps praising, reinforcing his authority and boosting followers' confidence. Tianfan confirms he used C's cultivation to empower stronger talismans, skipping slow key refining. Still, he complains about power and control. Suboptimal equals risky in battle. The system realizes if he truly commits to cultivation, he'll surpass predictions in control. Then he casually goes to rest, refusing to spiral into endless training. The system fumes. He trained for minutes and quit, wrecking its growth projections. Tianfan lounges reading, proving he sets the tempo, not external pressure. The system warns cultivation is cutthroat, lag once and rivals overtake. He instead questions the psychology of seclusion addicts, why self-imprison for power. Hearing Cliche answers, he cuts it off. Blind cultivation logic doesn't impress him. Right then, Li Mei knocks an assassin with a mission approaching her target. Tianfan lets her in immediately, choosing observation over ignorance. Li Mei personally offers medicine, beginning the trust-building phase of her poisoning task. The system stays alert, but Tianfan stalls. He wants to see what slip she'll make. He counters with questions, forcing her to reveal her motive instead of playing harmless. Li Mei cites being saved before she needs a legal excuse for getting close. Tianfan accepts the role of protector, tightening control while appearing benevolent. She acts sentimental, escalating intimacy to close in further. The line surprises them both. The pace is suspiciously fast. Li Mei urges him to drink, the critical step to slip poison in unnoticed. He delays, unwilling to swallow mystery soup without more data. She silently confirms his cautious, not easily led. Li Mei edges closer, analyzing him to crack his psychological armor. She points out his not heartless, saving others, exposed his true nature. She cuts him off, keeping initiative and preventing narrative derailment. Li Mei concludes his acting is sloppy, trying to shake his defenses. Elsewhere, the mastermind smiles. The parasitic plan is taking root. He confirms the soul parasite latched on, step 1 of internal control. Days later, she feeds him medicine and he drinks it all. Poison plot advancing. As Li Mei probes, Old Wu watches. Each contact deepens the soul parasite. Old Wu believes the count is sufficient threshold reach for soul enslavement. He decides to strike now. Delay risks exposure and counterattack. Night falls over the flying ship, perfect cover for quiet execution. Tianfan appears teasingly, actually testing reactions before the reveal. Li Mei tenses. She senses her true master arriving to finish it. Old Wu materializes, stepping into the endgame where masks drop. He mocks the scene, confident victory is secured. Tianfan feigns surprise, buying time to confirm the full layout. Old Wu lays cards on the table, his here to harvest the finished setup. He reveals parasite limits and discards Li Mei as expendable, ruthless to the core. Tianfan pieces it together. Every prior move was manipulator rehearsal. Old Wu declares the end, convinced Tianfan is fully controlled. He casts Soul Seizure, aiming to seize direct control of the spirit. Tianfan calmly sits down, clearly he prepared a counter. He agrees it will end, just not in Old Wu's favor. Formation talismans activate, a net already waiting for prey. Suchao and the old man appear, sealing the trap tight. The old man chants, locking Old Wu before retaliation. The lightning formation amplifies into kill mode for a swift finish. After the blast, Old Wu is erased, counterplan flawlessly executed. Tianfan confirms the result and orders pursuit, no loose ends allowed. He turns to Li Mei, moving to resolve the temporary ally. He lets her face her master's end. Some closures must be personal. Flashback: he and the system flagged the suspicious bowl from day one. He confronted Li Mei directly, forcing truth over continued deception. The truth emerges: the medicine carried soul parasites. He was targeted from the start. She explains the parasites are weak alone but lethal in accumulation. She reveals the soul enslavement plan, refusing to remain a mindless killing tool. She admits even success meant disposal, so betrayal was her only viable upgrade. With reincarnation cap, failure would turn her into spell material. No reset button. A passive oppression hardens her resolve. Obedience only prolongs misery. Tianfan spots the internal rift and exploits it, demanding a concrete cooperation plan. She swaps the parasites onto herself, baiting the enemy to show up. When the time comes, old Wu will appear on his own, straight into a pre-built trap. Tianfan asks for terms. Alliances need clear profit margins to avoid sequel betrayals. She begs to date. The contract freedom is the only prize, even at life's cost. He warns she could die instantly. Betrayal under binding is lethal. She still chooses freedom. Controlled living is worse than quick death. Tianfan reveals a formation upgraded from the earlier assassination. Enemies move turn counter tool. Old Wu realizes has been played. The whole script was Tianfan's. Tianfan doesn't explain. He shrugs off his coat. Time to settle it with strength. He declares real combat calculations now face field testing. He orders the formation dismantled, inviting a fair fight. He plans to dominate. The formation dissolves, leaving a clean arena with no external buffs. Old Wu hesitates but accepts. He can't believe a lower realm dares duel. He sneers realm gap should mean instant crush. Then his cultivation is suppressed to equal level. His biggest edge evaporates. Tianfan offers survival terms: break the contract first, turning battle into a life deal. Old Wu agrees, no other path if he wants to live. Li Mei feels the contract vanish. The counterplans: first victory confirmed. She breaks down in relief. Betrayal finally bought freedom. Tianfan notes it coolly: this was her life or death call, not charity. Calm lasts seconds. Old Wu surges power, refusing to lose under pressure. He unleashes a signature move, banking on superior experience at equal realm. Black arms are up, sealing off Tianfan's movement space. Tianfan fires talismans instantly. No early lockdown allowed. He summons a vortex, flipping defense into wide area offense. The storm wipes the assault, breaking Old Wu's opening rhythm. Old Wu closes in, switching to melee to exploit battle experience. A finger strike aims at the face, trying for a quick finish. Tianfan's body turns illusory. The hit whiffs at point blank. He shifts behind, reversing position for counterpressure. Old Wu recognizes the footwork but scoffs. He trusts his speed advantage. He pivots and attacks again, trying to deny strategy setup time. Suddenly he stumbles and collapses. System balance intervenes beyond expectation. Bilao explains excess power lock, technical edge neutralized. Old Wu erupts in fury. The arena's turned into a handicap match. Tianfan taunts calmly, weaponizing psychology. Rage erodes precision. Old Wu sabotages himself. They clash relentlessly, dragging the fight to extreme exhaustion. Old Wu is beaten brutally. Realm isn't the only metric of strength. Tianfan stands nearly untouched, control from start to finish. He even wants another round. The duel felt like light entertainment. The steward supports him, grounding him after the drawn-out battle. He refuses food. Body state first always. Then he freezes. Internal anomaly detected. His consciousness is dragged into a strange space. New danger tier unlocked. He suspects it's the system space where normal rules clock out. The system manifests within his inner vision. The battlefield shifts into the soul. Tianfan grills the inner vision system, which snaps back its hard-earned power isn't for kitty charm tricks. Hearing the lofty lecture, he shrugs and asks about benefits, caring only about what boosts his strength now. The system likens cultivation to a journey. The first two realms are warm-ups, and inner vision is the real plot twist. Inner vision means facing yourself, fail that, and higher cultivation stays locked. Its outcome sets your power ceiling, fail, and your future is permanently capped. Tianfan understands nothing, leaving the system despairing. Its theories bounce off this guy. He drags it back on topic, asking how this ties to his stolen power, the only thing he trusts. The system explains resentment creates pressure, forcing inner confrontation and triggering inner vision. He dumbs it down to ultimate self-arguing, keeping his practical nonsense vibe. Tianfan realizes he's in a strange place. He can't feel his real body anymore. The system stays silent and guides him, making him experience it instead of spoon-feeding answers. Outside, his subordinates gape. Entering inner vision is a feat few cultivators manage. But they worry many get lost inside for decades and never crawl back out. Bulao sets up a protective formation. His empty body is a sitting duck. He warns that inner vision hinges on willpower. The weak-minded drown in their own world. The system panics. How did a lazy guy like him trigger inner vision? This defies all logic. Inside the space, Tianfan remains clueless, unaware of how dire things are. He gropes through the fog for clues, refusing to rot in this endless void. Seeing nothing, he panics and searches for his true body. No body, no control. He runs wildly, pure instinct kicking in at the threat of losing himself. The system senses him drifting, the classic sign of inner vision swallowing consciousness. Suddenly he calms down and stops. Panic won't solve anything. He decides to quit and rest. Odd move, but it keeps him from spiraling deeper. The system is stunned. His laid-back mindset actually shields him. It realizes his indifference forms a rare kind of steadfastness. Tianfan suddenly notices something. Calmness sharpens his perception. He focuses on one direction, has found the inner vision's weak spot. He realizes what's chasing him. It's the part of himself he can't dodge. His past life self appears, forcing him to face who he truly was. He studies it closely, analyzing the structure instead of reacting blindly. He grasps the logic inner vision isn't illusion, but self-reflection. He compares it to editing an image, meaning he can actively rewrite himself. He concludes outer cultivation depends on inner change, finally spotting real growth. The system rejoices his grasp the essence, the key to the great Tao. Yet it worries his indecisiveness might trap him in endless self-tweaking. A day later, he seeks Wu Lao, opening the formation himself to test his new power. Wu Lao strikes immediately, unwilling to be mentally crushed again. Tian Fan pulls out talismans to experiment, using battle as a training ground. A massive explosion erupts, kicking off a fiercer round. Two figures burst from the smoke, the fight escalates mercilessly. Wu Lao unleashes relentless moves, summoning giant tentacles to lock space and hunt Tian Fan down. Tian Fan reacts fast, blasting each tentacle with explosive talismans, one grab in his paste. He lands smoothly, keeping the rhythm steady to avoid prolonged disadvantage. He counters with a slash, forcing Wu Lao to dodge instead of press in. The strike severs the remaining tentacles, breaking the initial suppression. Before he can breathe, a grand formation surrounds him, now has trapped. The formation descends from above, dripping killing intent. A finishing move is cued. Wu Lao recognizes the vicious array and warns, get hit, and you're crushed beyond resistance. Su Ta panics and calls for backup, knowing Tian Fan won't escape alone. Suddenly the terrain shifts. Wu Lao clearly cued a sneaky backup strike. Wu Lao ambushes Bu Lao, knowing that wrecking the rear means no one saves the main target. He aims to kill support first, slicing off Tian Fan's escape routes. Su Chao and Huang spot it and react instantly, no way the defense line falls. The duo drives Wu Lao back, stabilizing the field and saving support. Tian Fan even mocks him, using trash talk to pull aggro and stop further sneak attacks. Wu Lao fumes but stays cocky without suppression. He swears this fight was over. He unleashes a violent cyclone, switching to wide area carnage to smash all defenses. Tian Fan whips out talismans fast, not letting that deadly move finish casting. The great unified wind erupts, shredding the cyclone and flipping danger into counterplay. Wu Lao sees Tian Fan's reckless resource spam, wrecks his tempo. Tian Fan casually suggests a truce, pure mind game to tilt his foe. Wu Lao fires back with insults, trying to glue his shaken battle spirit together. Suddenly a colossal tentacle monster appears, upgrading chaos beyond the script. Everyone is stunned. This power far exceeds the original battle tier. Even Tian Fan freezes, first time facing such a grotesque anomaly. He panics and searches for escape. He knows he can't win head-on. A tentacle slams down, direct hit equals instant game over. Su Tao erupts with killing intent, refusing to watch his master threatened. He charges recklessly, even if it risks breaking formation. His punch flies straight at the beast, pure gamble to shield Tian Fan. Bu Lao throws up a barrier, knowing rushing in now only worsens things. The barrier activates, forming a shield against the giant creature. But the impact cracks it, danger level officially maxed. Su Tao grumbles at being stopped, unaware he just dodged instant death. Inside, Tian Fan survives. The defense system did its job in time. Bu Lao swiftly binds the monster, turning chaos into control. The creature is fully restrained, ending the biggest threat. Bu Lao explains its backlash from a failed cultivator, the monster's true origin. He lectures on nurturing a Dharma treasure, stressing bonded weapons' importance. Tian Fan grasps the idea of exclusive Dharma treasures, personalized power optimization unlocked. Bu Lao warns rare treasures attract greed. The stronger they are, the bigger the target. Tian Fan immediately thinks start strong, optimize early, skip the slow grind. Bu Lao agrees a powerful base treasure eases future upkeep. Many cultivators hesitate, pick the wrong treasure and your whole path warps. Tian Fan decides not to rush. Bad early investment means long-term regret. He eyes the octopus, linking it to the beast that appeared. He drags the topic back. The monster is clearly the key puzzle. Bu Lao confirms it's directly tied to a Dharma treasure, deeper lore unlocked. A Dharma treasure can store spiritual power, a backup battery for survival. Some cultivators exploit this, turning treasures into auxiliary combat engines. Tian Fan spots something off. The monster wasn't a normal attack. He suspects it's the opponent's living Dharma treasure, connecting all clues. Bu Lao confirms his deduction hits the bullseye. He explains sealing spirit beasts, fast power boost, high risk gamble. Fail control and backlash steals your body. Tian Fan mocks his foe, also runs on borrowed power, just like him. Inside inner vision, the system keeps watching. The process isn't fully over. Outside, Tian Fan sits in thought. Inner vision still echoes within him. LeMay appears, signaling a new turn after their relationship shift. He asks about her future, wanting to know where she stands now that she's free. LeMay volunteers as a subordinate, choosing loyalty over freedom. Tian Fan reveals his real goal. Everything was to trace the mastermind. LeMay is stunned, realizing she misjudged his motives. She kneels in gratitude, knowing she's no longer a disposable pawn. He helps her up but keeps it formal, no emotional strings attached. The door slams open, shattering the calm and cueing fresh trouble. Luo Wanfu rushes in, urgency written all over him. Tian Fan immediately questions him, sensing something seriously wrong. Luo Wanfu's haste only tightens the tension. News about his mother drops instant max psychological pressure. Tian Fan's face changes. This is his rare weak spot. Hearing she's critical, he must return at once, no debate. He fires off questions, but withheld details make it worse. He decides to move now. Delay might mean no final meeting. Luo Wanfu uses a teleportation artifact, cutting travel risk to zero. He takes charge of the investigation, freeing Tian Fan to focus on family. Tian Fan leaves immediately. His mother is priority one. Before departing, Luo Wanfu eyes LeMay. Trust isn't fully granted. Tian Fan arrives home and hears a familiar voice. Big meeting unlocked. A commanding woman appears, blindsiding him with talk of a marriage pact. An evil dragon once ravaged the world, leaving humanity hugging each other in despair. At rock bottom, a hero had to rise or the world would be deleted. After 7 days of heaven-shaking battle, the dragon fell, leaving ruins behind. For saving all, the hero became emperor, founding a dynasty passed to descendants. Realizing the girl is the Empress heir, Lu Tianfan wants to run but gets called out. Smelling trouble, he denies his identity, admit it, and his wedding bound. His mother smacks him. Terrified, hell offend the Empress, public embarrassment unlock. In pain, he endures it, fighting back would only dig deeper. His mother smooths things over while he kneels, realizing he's in deep trouble. The Empress misreads his kneeling as etiquette now has trapped in character. His mother confirms family matters and keeps him kneeling, cutting off resistance. The Empress dismisses others for a private talk, clearly targeting him directly. Her unreadable gaze sends chills. This won't be casual. She doubts him for denying his own identity, lowering her opinion further. With no escape, he faces her, then chooses an even riskier move. He bluntly rejects the marriage to Mive lazily, angering the Empress and endangering himself. One word from his mother makes him flat, and instantly family authority beats imperial fear. He hurriedly begs for mercy, one more slip and has toast. Just when doom looms, has told the Empress left, narrow escape achieved. Watching them leave happily, he fumes at being tag-teamed into marriage. Next morning, the system pops up to tease him about getting smacked. It reenacts his begging scene, magnifying the humiliation. He rages at the mockery, though he's clearly outmatched. He complains that hit nearly blocked his transmigration, so yeah, it was serious. With no savior coming, he must find an escape or be wed for good. He tries to sneak off but freezes, opens the door to his mother. She explodes, having guessed his escape plan, no denial possible. He forces an awkward grin, but her eyes see through everything, excuses useless. His mother exposes his plan to dodge the marriage, sealing off every escape route. She even lies to drag him back, families dead set on wedding chains. He finally realizes he's the true target, the whole setup revolves around trapping him. She laments family burdens, turning pressure into a grow up and marry lecture. He tries sweet-talking his way out, but she shuts it down. This marriage is final. She declares personal supervision, officially locking his escape options. Cold sweat hits his stuck in a no-exit nightmare. Cornered, he goes fishing to cope, praying for a miracle with no warranty. His mind spirals between forced marriage and lost freedom, pure mental gridlock. Lost in thought, the Empress voice snaps him back. The fish bites, and so does fate. He startles at her sudden presence. She's stealthier than she looks. Without waiting, she grabs the rod to help, closing distance, cutting his dodge chance. Reaffirmed secretly orchestrates danger, hoping shared peril sparks intimacy. A monstrous fish lunges, clearly staged, curtain up on the scheme. Its fanged maw turns casual fishing into real hazard. The giant fish swallows the bait, forcing them to cooperate or lose it all. Lin Wanlang grips the rod, let go, and efforts wasted. The pull nearly drags her into the lake. Game night becomes survival mode. Seeing danger, Lu Tianfan must act. One beat late means disaster. He rushes to steady her and the rod drop, either lose fish and favor points. Soldiers suddenly press blades to his neck. Hero move misread as threat. Facing cold steel, he freezes. One more misunderstanding equals headless ending. Lu Furin fumes as the plan derails, forcing subordinates to clarify fast. Lin Wanlang orders troops back. Escalation now would ruin everything. Soldiers retreat, restoring calm and keeping the play alive. She guides his fishing Hansen, subtly narrowing the emotional gap. The fish weakens and his hauled-up scheme success confirmed. He stares at it, sensing something fishy literally and figuratively. She gifts him the fish, turning bait into goodwill. She leaves cheerfully, mission accomplished on her end. He stands holding the fish, feeling cast in a play without the script. Lu Furin still worries the chemistry isn't quite there yet. Scene shifts to a bustling street. They're clearly shoved into a date scenario. In the shadows, someone reports and strings are still being pulled. Song Daxiansheng takes charge of staging, confident he can script their romance. Lin Wanlang senses something off but stays quiet to observe. A monk blocks their path, another conveniently arranged encounter. He invites them to draw fortune sticks, cueing destiny propaganda. Suspicious yet curious, he plays along, stepping deeper into the trap. He draws a stick seemingly random, actually the next plot trigger. The fortune declares heaven-made match, miss it, and regret forever. Both freeze, the accuracy feels way too convenient. He forces a laugh, realizing the spotlight's squarely on him. Before he recovers, another staged act appears, set up far from over. A tragic couple performs doomed love, tugging heartstrings on cue. Their sorrowful lines shake him, it mirrors his own dilemma. Doubtful yet curious, he pulls her to watch, willingly diving deeper into the drama. They hide and watch a tear-soaked performance acted a bit too convincingly. The lovers vow to meet next life, emotional overkill clearly aimed at them. He smells something off, the drama's way too scripted. He suspects surveillance, finally realizing someone's pulling strings. Lin Wanlang admits she senses it too, unsure if the target is him or her. She reveals a tracking secret art, so spotting watchers was inevitable. Lu Tianfan grows wary, this plot may be deeper than he thought. Behind the scenes, Song Daxiansheng beams chemistry is improving. Yet someone feels uneasy, the script's drifting off blend. Even reassured, fear of backlash lingers, chaos warning issued. Ignoring caution, they push for a grand climax, risk be damned. Lu Tianfan suspects more but lacks intel, left guessing in the dark. Lin Wanlang reveals past assassination attempts, she stays on high alert. But due to Lu Furin's advice, she brought no guards, danger unlocked. Hearing that, he realizes they're completely exposed. Meanwhile, the staging crew mobilizes for a spectacular scene. Everyone takes position, the scheme was meticulously planned. They block the road, turning a stroll into a fake ambush. Lin Wanlang warns sharply, this feels real, not romantic. Petals swirl romantically but are mistaken for killing intent, concealment. She draws her sword. Hesitation in an ambush equals death. One decisive strike turns romance into actual combat. The planners panic. The show's fully out of control. Still, fireworks launch to salvage the script. Fireworks dazzle. One side fights seriously, the other's utterly confused. Lin Wanlang demands answers, convinced it's a real attack. The mastermind's sweat love plot now a lethal misunderstanding. She detects concealment spells and the Petal's ambush theory strengthened. Concluding the area surrounded, she orders immediate retreat. Without pause, she grabs him and flies off. Every second counts. The planner's spiral romance plan officially a disaster. Outsiders see beauty, insiders see total chaos. Scene shift. Luo Tianfen's father appears, hinting at bigger danger. He senses abnormal aura, hostile forces at work. A surge of black Kai strikes. Enemy confirmed. The attack targets him directly, bold and confident. He blocks it effortlessly, power gap evident. The black Kai shatters, but danger isn't over. The enemy weapon dissipates, just a probe, not the real deal. He notices lingering traces. The foe still lurks. A subordinate reports the forbidden zone, cloaked in blood mist, major upheaval imminent. He chooses not to intervene, knowing it's about to become a battlefield. Back at Luo Manor, Luo Furin rages. The romance plot became a death scare. Explanations change nothing. The pair are now more wary than close. They propose a new plan, real adventure to break the ice. Forcing failed. Lu Tianfeng keeps slacking yet gains primordial QY. Train seriously. The system fumes. Lazy host growing stronger breaks cultivation logic. He casually tells the system to chill. Training's optional, apparently. The system explains the new realm requires choosing a cultivation method, or hell be stuck forever. She stresses true essence is the power core, defining one's entire cultivation path. He half-heartedly agrees, clearly not treating this turning point seriously. Then he rolls over and naps. So much for that training promise. The system fumes at the disrespect. He couldn't care less. Right then, Luo Furin appears. New pressure forces instant seriousness. He flips to flattery mode. Mom is the real final boss. She mocks the marriage issue, cornering him on what he keeps dodging. Then she reveals the Empress came not just for marriage, but another mission. He must accompany her to sailing. Refusal means disgrace and broken ties. In return, she promises no forced wedding for now. He agrees immediately. Short-term freedom unlocked. Lin Wanlang is surprised this cooperation contradicts his earlier resistance. Luo Furin cleverly reframes it as his voluntary act to protect her. Lin Wanlang falls silent, reassessing him despite lingering doubts. Luo Furin keeps nudging emotions, insisting he truly values her. Lin Wanlang finally agrees to let him come. The matchmaking plot advances. Luo Furin smirks. Everything's still under her control. Back in his room, he argues with the system, this time about lazier cultivation. He proposes creating a self-sustaining inner world to auto-generate true essence. The system suspects this means doing all the work for him. He guides the logic, steering it to favor himself. He defines their bond as partnership, justifying uneven labor division. With investment and labor arguments, he makes the system waver. He pushes further, reframing its workload as natural duty. Sensing hesitation, he seals the deal before it rethinks. The system regains clarity, but it's already too deep to retreat. He even criticizes its resources, shaking its confidence. Under pressure, the system fully wobbles into his narrative. He suggests using divine grass as the world's engine, ultimate lazy hack. Leveraging existing power makes the scheme sound feasible. He pretends not to care about cultivating, forcing the system's choice. Afraid of losing its host, the system agrees. Trap sprung. He happily confirms. The system vaguely realizes it's been played. Next morning, he demands massive resources plan in motion. The grand setup catches Luo Furin's eye. What's he plotting now? Servants confirm his cultivating the lazy master plan is live. The scale shocks everyone. What technique needs this much spectacle? Hearing it's about building a virtual world, they realize it's insanely complex and rare. Lin Wanlang recognizes the technique. Instantly, her knowledge runs deep. She confirms it's long lost, making his attempt astonishing. Luo Furin is annoyed yet helpless. He picks the loudest timing again. She spins it as him cultivating for the Empress' sake, bonus goodwill. Lin Wanlang grows impressed, starting to see true genius. Inside, he sits amid piled resources. Breakthrough prep mode. Once ready, he orders everyone out. No interruptions allowed. Door shut, he switches modes. Real plan begins. The system activates the interface, assisting full setup. He even gains rewards for prior observation. His cultivation path is bizarre. He reviews the rewards, squeezing maximum efficiency. A comprehension card boosts intelligence. Temporarily hard mode turned easy. The system confirms all three key factors are ready. Perfect breakthrough window unlocked. His confident his physique was prepped long ago, so failure isn't on the menu. The system urges haste. Miss the golden window, miss the breakthrough. No hesitation, he activates the card and begins constructing his virtual world. Light erupts, signaling this cultivation has left normal mode. Insight floods and the boosted comprehension is paying dividends. Outside, the blazing light alerts everyone has at a critical juncture. The abnormal fluctuation shocks onlookers. This exceeds standard training by miles. The glow intensifies, showing the process is deep and volatile. Luo Furin grows anxious. One mistake could be catastrophic. She's reassured as succeeding his talent surpasses expectations. Relieved, she realizes her son is no longer a so-called useless heir. Lin Wanlang reassesses the Luo clan, newly impressed by their depth. Inside, he laughs, grasping the core turns complexity into child's play. He builds the world from pure thought, laying foundational structures step by step. The system panics. His comprehension is soaring beyond projected limits. He dives deeper, nearing an unbounded creative state. A surge of intent pulls him into a private realm. His self-made world activated. He tests interaction, gauging how much control he truly has. Gradually stabilizing, he adapts and prepares to expand further. Seeing its fragility, he knows refinement is essential or collapse awaits. External spiritual energy is drawn in, fueling expansion and stability. Energy streams converge inside, filling the newborn world's voids. Satisfied, he notes everything flows as planned, control achieved. He sets a spirit vein as the core, long-term stability secured. Creating a clone to manage it, he completes phase 1 of his virtual realm. Lu Tianfan finishes shockingly fast, world building smoother than expected. The system can't even process it, awareness gap widening. He senses massive efficiency gains, further optimization could break norms. The system is stunned, the lazy host now thinks like a grandmaster. He immediately recalculates resource allocation, full macro control mode. The system celebrates success, unaware it just nurtured a monster. He suddenly questions the system's origin, sensing deeper exploitable truths. His gaze sharpens, dangerous ideas about reality take root. He grabs onto the system, shifting from theory to action. Suspecting it bridges illusion and reality, he seeks to reverse engineer world laws. The system panics, his probing forbidden territory. He presses harder, determined to upgrade his understanding. The system flees, he loses balance and crashes, plot paused. Waking from the fall, he feels the mental drain was no joke. Confirming completion, he reverts to his default lazy mode. His mind feels hollow, the comprehension boosted side effects. Not seeing the system, he shrugs and continues carefree living. He calls for bathwater comfort over cultivation check. Scene shift, Huang Yu drinks merrily, spotlighting a side character. He praises the chef, pulling Lu Tianfan into feast vibes. Lu Tianfan eats calmly, post-breakthroughs in achieved. Rare ingredients hint the dish holds serious hidden value. Huang Yu is shocked, drag-related materials mean big trouble. Even if purchased legally, the origin is eyebrow-raising. Lu Tianfan casually asks, more clearly unafraid of backing forces. Hearing Helian Tunfa's name, Huang Yu realizes this is no minor figure. A fairy probes his reaction, more curious about him than the food. She subtly suggests closer ties, hunting at long-term interest. He jokes it off, dodging romance like a pro and keeping his heart on airplane mode. The fairy retreats gracefully, politely rejected, dignity intact. He still misses the hint, proving his romantic EQ is tragically low. Huang Yu reveals the truth, everything revolves around his marriage drama. He continues thinking sideways, expertly misunderstanding the issue. He blames overusing his brain, neatly sidestepping emotional intelligence. Huang Yu laments being outclassed as their power gap keeps widening. He denies his own effort again, accidentally making it even more unfair. The topic shifts to Sanling. He agrees to go, enthusiasm sold separately. Huang Yu is thrilled. Sanling gathers geniuses, aka chaos waiting to happen. He grows curious about the heavy hitters, bracing for competitive whirlpools. Helian Tunfu is introduced as a lowborn lucky prodigy, future menace detected. In 1 year he jumps from mortal to the third realm, basically a walking cheat code. Luo Tianfan thinks the name sounds weird but senses serious trouble anyway. Yi Jiansha sends sword cultivators down the mountain. This meetup screams real combat. He casually claims he's just a book boy, still trying to dodge the spotlight. Huang Yu drags him back to reality. His fame already went viral. Hearing has the top seat spotlight. His stunned fame was never on his wish list. News of his breakthrough spreads, crowning him a top-tier genius overnight. Entering the Qinghua ranking seals it goodbye anonymity. He just wants peace, but the world insists as the main character. At Sanling, Lu Wuji confronts major factions, kicking off high-level conflict. The crowd recognizes him. This is a true immortal-level showdown. Sword guardians and other elites appear, proving this is peak firepower. The princess of Jilonggong arrives, subtly backing Helian Tunfu. An elder from Jiaoqi steps in, representing ancient power and raising tensions. He scolds Lu Wuji for breaking rules and snatching fixed quotas. Lu Wuji bluntly demands new rules, because strength is the only law he respects. The elder fumes, accusing him of arrogance after reaching true immortal. Lu Wuji challenges everyone outright. One fight beats endless arguing. The factions have no choice but to agree. Power will decide. The battlefield moves to the outer heavens to avoid catastrophic collateral damage. Lu Wuji strikes first, sword light exploding into an overwhelming opener. He soars skyward, pressure crushing opponents from the get-go. His enemies refuse to fold, determined to stomp out the Luo clan's glory. Multiple true immortal elites attack together, turning it into brutal chaos. The crowd trembles, realizing realm gaps are not motivational quotes. Spectators even start betting, clearly confident in reading the outcome. A sword guardian predicts swiftly Lu Wuji holds the clear edge. He bets his entire fortune, faith level absolute. In the skies, energy collisions peak, space itself shaking. The result comes fast, bettors win big, power gap confirmed. The crowd buzzes. How is a fresh true immortal this terrifying? Some suspect previous intel was trash. His strength exceeds all forecasts. Lu Tianfen appears to deny rumors, accidentally fueling them instead. His identity gets exposed and boom, instant center of attention. Rumors inflate him into a genius who powered up for a beauty. His speechless the more he explains, the welder it spreads. The battle ends with every opponent defeated, zero plot twists. Luo Wuji stands firm as a mountain, claiming full control over the quota split. Lu Tianfan is baffled to learn the quota is just 2 tiny avatars. His father explains it's a safe trial method and casually assigns him a mission. After merging with the Tribuddy avatar, Lu Tianfan tests it immediately, shocked by how real it feels. Lin Wanlang explains the material comes from an ultra-rare tome realm, making this body no ordinary creation. Hearing its rarity, Lu Tianfen instantly realizes why he's never seen it and grows wary of its value. A sudden passage opens. Lin Wanlang urges haste. One delay could cost their entry. Without hesitation, Lu Tianfan activates his talisman, knowing delay invites danger. They dash through the passage at breakneck speed, stopping equals being trapped. Inside, Lu Tianfan makes a quick assessment, underestimating the danger at his peril. Before he can finish, a massive shadow appears, proving the place is far from safe. A muscular sword guardian blocks their path. This is real combat, not a warm-up. Lu Tianfan recognizes the foe's strength but stays calm, still gauging true danger. He steps forward to shield Lin Wanlang, hoping to resolve things fast and take initiative. But more shadows emerge, immediately throwing his confidence into chaos. Surrounded from behind, Lu Tianfan realizes all escape routes are blocked. Confidence shifts to panic. He begins retreating, knowing attack means instant defeat. Lin Wanlang says little, pulling him to run. Staying only wastes strength. During retreat, Lin Wanlang suspects these aren't ordinary undead. They appear in impossible spots. Concluding they are real. Pursuing undead, he knows the situation has exceeded normal control. Another undead blocks their path, confirming they are trapped in a tight circle. Forced to act, Lu Tianfan unleashes a lightning talisman, knowing inaction means death. Lightning strikes the target, temporarily breaking the enemy's formation for a chance to escape. He takes the fighting lead, instructing Lin Wanlang to focus on sword riding to secure retreat. Lin Wanlang accelerates, knowing lingering drains strength and kills escape chances. Another group of undead blocks the path, proving coordinated tactics, not random attacks. Pressed continuously, Lu Tianfan channels all lightning power, no longer conserving energy. He unleashes a devastating lightning storm, clearing the area. Single targets won't suffice. Amidst the explosions, both ride their swords, seizing a fleeting opening. Twin lightning blasts sweep the zone, creating a temporary gap to distance themselves from undead. Advantages: short-lived situations shift unfavorably the moment they breathe. The undead leader survives, showing abnormal endurance and shattering hopes of easy escape. It counterattacks with throwing needles, forcing both to dodge or risk injury mid-retreat. They evade, but constant defense slows their escape significantly. The undead stands firm, roaring yesterday's blow wasn't enough to neutralize it. Lin Wanlang explains true escape requires eradicating the malice, otherwise fighting is meaningless. Lu Tianfan devises an escape plan, aware one misstep could worsen the consequences. Lin Wanlang estimates remaining time, forcing them to maintain speed or risk entrapment. Feeling the time pressure, Lu Tianfan accepts continued exertion. No safer option remains. They fly and fight, balancing precariously between escape and being swallowed. In the dark, a giant undead appears, controlling the battlefield, signaling even greater threat behind. After relentless effort, they finally exit the passage, temporarily leaving the deadly trap behind. But just as they breathe, the undead pursues, proving the escape isn't over. Under intense chase, Lu Tianfan relies on Lin Wanlang to hold him back, buying tactical time. Lin Wanlang immediately lunges forward, knowing one delay means instant annihilation. The spell formation activates, and the undead freeze. Clearly a greater force is intervening. A terrifying sound cuts through, signaling danger has exceeded their control. A giant stone hand crashes from the sky, aiming to crush everything, not just chase. Both are stunned by the scale, knowing a direct hit means no survival. Lin Wanlang immediately deploys a barrier, the only way to extend a few heartbeats of life. The protective layer covers them, but it's barely enough against the overwhelming force. The stone hand squeezes down without hesitation, reducing their defense to a mere nuisance. Lin Wanlang coughs blood, showing the power gap makes resistance suicidal. The barrier shatters completely. Both are thrown back. Direct confrontation is hopeless. From afar, the undead general commands all, turning the fight into a targeted hunt, not chaos. He orders the area sealed, aiming to trap prey with no escape. Timely teleportation saves them from a fatal blow. One delay equals death. Narrowly surviving, Lu Tianfan grows discouraged. Dangers keep piling beyond expectation. Lin Wanlang reassures, yet even he isn't certain if the lull is real or brief. Before settling, a giant bear appears behind, proving danger relentlessly follows. Lu Tianfan panics, understanding their streak of misfortune isn't over. Elsewhere, exhausted cultivators realize they misjudged the tomb realm, paying with lives. A two-headed undead emerges, radiating lethal intent. A true predator here. The injured group struggles to stay alert but clearly can't hold out long. The leader orders caution, knowing any mistake now means instant death. A nun sneaks in for a surprise attack, a rare chance to turn the tables. The undead dodges easily, proving it's not just strong but extremely alert. The plan fails immediately. The group realizes they've been spotted with no surprise left. The monster leaps back, shifting the battle into a slaughter where humans can only defend desperately. It tears the nun apart in moments, showing the power gap renders tactics useless. Allies strike in rage, but it's merely their final futile attempt before being crushed. The undead casually claims the spoils, showing full control and zero threat perceived. The last teammate attacks from behind, knowing risk is the only chance to survive. The strike lands, sparking a faint hope of injuring the monster and reversing the fight. But as smoke clears, reality hits. They didn't deal a finishing blow. Despite injury, the monster survives, proving absurd resilience and endurance. It counterattacks immediately, seizing its opponent's head, allowing no counterplay. The outcome repeats, another life lost. This battle is utterly unbalanced. The last human panics, realizing they're merely waiting to die, escape impossible. The undead continues devouring prey, ruthlessly proving the weak have no right to live here. At the critical moment, Lin Wanlang strikes swiftly, knowing delay costs another life. His precise sword destroys the undead, ending the threat that the group couldn't touch. Afterwards, the two bury the victims, leaving odd tombstones to mock meaningless deaths. Dusk nears. Lin Wanlang warns of immediate shelter. Night in the tomb realm equals suicide. Both ride a tame black bear, using it for speed. Their survival depends on it. Lu Tianfan urges the bear to run faster. Slowing down invites danger. The bear charges like a runaway chariot, quickly carrying them from peril before nightfall. On the way, Lin Wanlang trains while Luo Tianfan relaxes, unaware of lurking dangers ahead. Suddenly has pulled into the system space, signaling urgent info must be faced immediately. The system appears in an abnormal state, warning this problem isn't like previous alerts. It hints at information vaguely, forcing Lu Tianfan to pay attention due to personal relevance. Hearing the key detail, he instantly grasps the severity, losing all joking attitude. The system reveals it concerns his future fiancée, turning this info into unavoidable danger. It says her body contains multiple consciousnesses, meaning loss of control could happen anytime. Luo Tianfan immediately thinks of soul seizure, worst-case scenario realized. The exchange is cut off abruptly, showing reality won't give him time to ponder. A giant serpent blocks the path, forcing confrontation rather than safe passage. Lin Wanlang remains calm, indicating she doesn't feel threatened by the foe. She walks past as if non-existent, inadvertently enraging the monster into attack mode. The serpent roars in fury, but that only makes it an easier target. Lin Wanlang spots the weak point with one glance. This fight won't be dragged out. She swings her sword in rapid succession, ending the fight quickly before nightfall. The serpent is cut down in an instant, power gap ensuring no surprises. After finishing, she uses the carcass for food, because resources here can't be wasted. They light a fire to roast the meat, recovering before night turns the area into hell. In the cave, Lu Tianfan observes Lin Wanlang as system warnings make him suspicious. He thinks continuously if the info is true, the companion might be a hidden danger. The idea of multiple consciousnesses in one body makes the situation riskier than external enemies. Lin Wanlang offers him meet. The normal act only deepens his uncertainty. She waits for his response, wanting confirmation while he must act naturally. Luo Tianfan responds perfunctorily, hiding doubt to avoid complicating things. The bear eats first, unintentionally testing the food's safety. It reacts abnormally, proving the meat contains a serious issue. This makes Lin Wanlang suspicious, as such a mistake could directly affect survival. She tested herself, since the bear's reaction alone isn't enough. Eating triggers consequences immediately, forcing Luo Tianfan to justify things to ease tension. Outside, darkness suddenly falls, night arrives, and real danger begins. Redeed rats pour out, showing the night transforms the area into a hunting nightmare. Elsewhere, people panic and flee, proving the danger is widespread, not isolated. They are unprepared. The speed of change exceeds human reaction. Black energy sweeps down, devouring all, making escape meaningless. Those left behind are torn apart instantly, confirming brutal survival rules. Lin Wanlang awakens in darkness, realizing the night's most dangerous stage has begun. She suddenly halts, instinct warns something is wrong around them. Her gaze quickly scans and settles on Lu Tianfan's, suspicion directed at him. She silently stares, applying psychological pressure to confirm the anomaly without alerting him. In the system, Luo Tianfan learns about spiritual energy and creation rules, forming the basis for the serious problem ahead. The system reveals it's not soul seizure but a parasitic spirit imprint, complicating the situation greatly. Luo Tianfan pays full attention. This concept directly relates to the latent danger around him. He asks about the nature of the parasitic imprint, knowing ignorance makes all choices blind. The system explains it's like an unborn state, a consciousness forming, waiting to emerge. Compared to gestation, it's a long process, meaning danger won't erupt immediately but is extremely hard to control. The system emphasizes that the example isn't enough, implying the actual threat exceeds imagination. It shifts to benefits, making Lu Tianfan realize this danger is also a huge opportunity. Parasitic spirits are perfect materials for refining the mind herb, which he needs to maintain the illusion world. Hearing this, his instantly interested rare resources appear just when needed, but the system reports the parasitic spirit vanished, snatching the chance away immediately. This shocks him. Advantage turned to loss in the blink of an eye. Outside reality, Lin Wanlang senses the anomaly too, showing this change isn't just in the system. She turns to locate the source, proving her combat instinct keeps vigilance first. Their eyes meet, creating tension as both hide true thoughts. The air remains tense. One slip could let suspicion explode into conflict. Luo Tianfan breaks the silence, distracting her to hide the fact he's concealing info. He cites night danger, rationalizing his reaction to stay safe under her gaze. Lin Wanlang evaluates his strength, checking if anything seems off. She mentions his reputation, both praise and attest to see if his response is natural. Luo Tianfan jokes and dodges, knowing seriousness risks revealing gaps. Lin Wanlang ends the probing, choosing to rest instead of pressing without evidence. He returns to the system, clearly not giving up on exploiting the parasitic spirit's value. The system issues a task, turning info into concrete action he must pursue. The mission requires tracing the parasitic spirit's origin, key to halting mind herb refinement. He shows emotion, but is really negotiating to reduce task difficulty. Lu Tianfan reiterates old commitments, pushing the system to assist rather than bear all risk himself. The system politely refuses, keeping rules intact, forcing him to act if he wants results. It disappears after issuing the mission, leaving full pressure on his shoulders without further aid. Lu Tianfan realizes the system has changed, meaning the path ahead will be far tougher. He knows the illusion world must be maintained, so he can't ignore the opportunity tied to the parasitic spirit. Finally, he accepts the task. Not doing it risks worse long-term consequences. Decision made, he approaches Lin Wanlang for direct info from the suspicious source. She opens her eyes, ready to converse but still maintains necessary caution. He probes gently, keeping a normal tone to hide his true intent. Luo Tianfan asks directly about the parasitic spirit, daring because beating around the bush yields nothing. He uses another term, substitute embryo, to trigger her memory and uncover hidden clues. Lin Wanlang recognizes the concept of embryonic spiritual essence, confirming the info gives the investigation clear direction. She explains it's the original form of a living being, invisible and hard to track, making it extremely difficult to trace. Hearing this, Luo Tianfan understands things will be easier now that he has a theoretical foundation. But her suspicious gaze appears, showing she doesn't fully trust the info he provided. She raises the issue of the embryonic essence once linked to her and vanished, implying direct connection to her body. Luo Tianfan confirms, making the situation delicate as it directly involves the person before him. She doubts it because the Tome realm has never recorded this phenomenon, indicating they're touching the abnormal. Embryonic spiritual essence cannot be observed while alive or dead, long considered legend. Lin Wanlang checks the accuracy, knowing mistakes would invalidate all subsequent deductions. Lu Tianfan affirms it decisively, forcing them both to treat it as a real phenomenon needing investigation. She reasons it originates from monster slaying, suggesting verification by continuing hunts. He agrees immediately, accomplishing tasks while having support, greatly reducing risk. However, he still probes her objective, as cooperating blindly always carries danger. Lin Wanlang remains silent, showing the question touches on something she's unwilling to reveal. Finally, she admits entering the Tome realm to find a city, revealing her true goal. But it's no ordinary place, making the journey clearly more dangerous than anticipated. The next morning, they begin testing their hypothesis through action, not speculation. Lin Wanlang kills a monster, creating conditions to observe post-8th phenomena. She asks for results immediately, needing confirmation to adjust strategy quickly. Lu Tianfan consults the system, using its info to catch every critical detail. After receiving data, he gets answers clarifying the ongoing phenomenon. The parasitic spirit embodiment is confirmed, proving the initial hypothesis correct. Lin Wanlang channels energy to verify, using her own body as a measure instead of trusting words alone. She quickly senses the change, showing the effect is perceptible. She explains that killing monsters accelerates cultivation, making hunting necessary. But the effect only lasts during daytime, forcing repeated hunts to maintain benefits. The cause is traced to embryonic spiritual essence forming after monsters are slain. These spirits enter a host then leave at sunrise, creating a temporary power cycle. This explains creature regeneration, turning the Tomb realm into a life-death loop. Lu Tianfen wakes to realize the full rules behind prior strange events. He immediately urges the system to assign a mission, seeing a chance to exploit the resource. Despite warnings, he proceeds because the reward aligns directly with personal goals. The system emphasizes he must kill monsters himself to collect parasitic spirits, forcing direct danger. He confirms the conditions, understanding there is no shortcut for this task. The system remains cold, placing full responsibility on him. A new mission appears, formally making monster hunting mandatory. Though rewards aren't flashy, he considers the long-term benefits more important. Elsewhere, monsters gather near the cave, signaling the area will become a hotspot. A group of observers appears, showing multiple factions are eyeing this location. News of the Holy Maiden giving orders spreads, indicating a changing landscape with new rules. The crowd grows impatient, knowing delay risks losing opportunities and rewards. They request the Maiden witness to prevent theft, as without rules, the strong prey on the weak. This ensures temporary order, letting them hunt without backstabbing. The Maiden's aide realizes the calculation, agreeing would lose their own chance. Tension spikes as the Maiden nearly reacts, showing the request isn't simple. She agrees to witness, avoiding mutual slaughter, prioritizing stability over personal gain. She sets conditions based on strength, keeping fairness while encouraging competition. The crowd cheers, knowing favoring her yields advantages in the game. They voluntarily offer rewards, turning witnessing into a mutually beneficial trade. Many join in, pressuring the Maiden to accept the reward. Even refusing, she's forced to take it, showing human nature here is complex. She finally relents, as excessive refusal would harm her influence and reputation. The Maiden accepts part and allows action. The crowd immediately hunts to claim opportunity. Elsewhere, Lu Tianfan confronts monsters, continuing his hunts to accumulate benefits. He uses lightning talismans, striking fast to avoid fatigue and ambushes. Electric attacks sweep the monsters, letting him harvest quickly without risky close combat. Afterward, he pants, showing that while efficient, the cost of exertion is notable. He realizes the full benefits of monster hunting, reinforcing his decision to continue. Lin Wanlang adds accumulation mechanics, helping him optimize resource gains. Lua Tianfan jokes to ease tension, though is still calculating hunting efficiency. Her cold reaction shows they aren't fully aligned in interpreting the situation. The bear suddenly grows alert, signaling a new, non-trivial event approaching. They focus immediately, knowing any unusual sign in this environment can be dangerous. Both move to investigate, taking initiative rather than waiting passively for a trap. They spot a group of cultivators fighting, showing this area has become contested. The cultivators unleash rapid attacks, trying to finish quickly before others steal credit. One prepares a finishing blow, signaling the battle is nearly over and the reward almost theirs. But the monster is killed unexpectedly from afar, stealing all their effort outright. Attacks continue, forcing them to defend or risk being caught in danger. A massive explosion shatters their formation, proving the attackers' superior strength. A flurry of sword strikes clears the battlefield, leaving no room for counterattack. All monsters are slain, turning their battle into a wasted effort in an instant. The cultivators notice the opponent's magical treasure, realizing they provoked a dangerous figure. The Holy Maiden takes notice, showing this presence can shift the balance of power. The attacker reveals themselves, immediately questioned for brazenly stealing credit. Identity is Yi Jiansha confirmed, making the crowd wary of his arrogant reputation. The Holy Maiden initiates dialogue, knowing direct conflict now would be costly. Yi Jiansha shows contempt, ignoring the crowd entirely. He declares his goal is not resources but sword cultivation, aiming at a higher target. He announces the inheritance location and summons sword disciples, opening a major competition. Yi Jiansha spots a target, instantly alert, recognizing it's no ordinary prey. He sees Lu Tianfan and Lin Wanlang riding the bear, realizing the chance to engage has arrived. He blocks their path, forcing confrontation rather than safe passage. Lin Wanlang asks directly, knowing words alone won't deter this type. His gaze fixes on her sword, showing the real target is testing sword skill. He arrogantly challenges, seeing this as an opportunity to assert his status. Lu Tianfan dismounts, recognizing the opponent isn't easily reasoned with and prepares to react. He quickly assesses the situation, noting the opponent loves showing off and stirring trouble. Though he wants peace, he knows conflict is almost unavoidable. Lin Wanlang responds bluntly, immediately escalating the situation with no retreat. Lu Tianfan intervenes, knowing if she continues, combat will erupt instantly. He requests a chance to speak, trying diplomacy before forced action. Yi Jiansha observes, gauging their value as opponents. He recognizes Lu Tianfan's identity, complicating the situation further. Lu Tianfan confirms it, using his status to gain psychological advantage. He immediately changes demeanor, opting for mental dominance over softness. A blunt statement to leave turns dialogue into direct provocation. Even the system is surprised, as this approach escalates conflict beyond reconciliation. Lin Wanlang is shocked, realizing he chose an extreme solution. Yi Jiansha grows furious, insulted publicly. He strikes immediately, honor forbidding retreat. Sword attacks surge, aiming to finish quickly and restore pride. But the blow is easily blocked, showing the strength gap isn't as he expected. Lu Tianfan remains calm, showing he doesn't see this as a true threat. He admits he could finish it lightly but chooses a swift method to avoid long-term trouble. With the path blocked, he knows all other options would complicate matters. He decides on decisive strikes, as prolonging only adds unnecessary hassle. Both charge into battle, the fight erupts instantly with no retreat. The cultivators are amazed, recognizing this is a duel between transcendent prodigies. The battle proceeds at lightning speed, showing both possess superior power. Yi Jiansha analyzes, believing the opponent will exhaust if he keeps releasing power. Lu Tianfan smirks, knowing the assessment is completely wrong. He denies limits, showing his strength defies normal rules. He unleashes stronger lightning, deciding to end the fight rather than drag it out. Lightning descends, overwhelming Yi Jiansha before he can defend. He is heavily injured, proving the clear power gap. Onlookers are horrified, realizing this strength surpasses all prior expectations. Lu Tianfan mocked, using victory to crush the other's arrogance. Yi Jian, he had to flee, choosing life over annihilation. But then a giant eye appeared behind, signaling an even greater threat. Lu Tianfan froze, clearly the eye was targeting him. The eye crept closer, as if probing every secret, paralyzing him. At peak pressure, the eye suddenly closed, leaving unexplained danger. It vanished entirely, yet the sudden disappearance made things even more suspicious. Escaping the gaze, Lu Tianfan landed, relieved but still uneasy. Pressed for answers, he had to recount the eye. Silence would worsen the risk. Realizing no one else saw it, he began doubting if the eye targeted only him. Outsiders only saw him drop motionless, proving the threat was beyond normal perception. Even the system lost signal, escalating the situation from strange to extremely dangerous. The system confirmed only darkness, meaning the force could mask its presence. With no evidence, he assumed a hallucination, but this brought no comfort. Sensing something, he became alert. Instinct warned danger wasn't over. The sky darkened unusually, clearly showing the event was spreading, not a personal illusion. Lin Wanlang decided to leave immediately, staying meant uncontrollable risk. Yet they warned others, knowing silence could cause irreparable consequences. Monks still argued over benefits, unaware danger approached, worsening the crisis. Only Bai He sensed something, proving her sensitivity to overlooked signs. She immediately left the cave to check, knowing delay could nullify any judgment. Outside, seeing two preparing to leave, she realized the situation was worse than expected. Hearing the anomaly warning, she had to consider retreat, as staying risked her life. She suspected night came early, an unnatural sign of interference. Confirmed verifiable, suspicion turned into clear danger needing immediate action. She decided to trust and withdrew people, as hesitation now meant falling into a trap. But as they left, her trust vanished, revealing she still held doubts. Her changing expression showed she wasn't fully convinced, ready to verify the truth. She used a paper figure to spy, as direct approach was too dangerous. The figure flew up to check the anomaly, prioritizing info over temporary safety. Results confirmed her suspicion. Danger had become undeniable reality. Night truly arrived early, proving the whole area was affected by abnormal force. Inside, monks noticed, but slow reactions risked failing to retreat in time. Seeing the Saintess return, they clung to her, showing they couldn't assess risk themselves. They offered resources to maintain relations, knowing survival without support was fragile. Bai He accepted but stayed alert, as benefits weren't worth the looming danger. She left quickly, a wise choice, as lingering risked getting trapped in unforeseen events. Outwardly calm, her retreat was calculated to avoid attention amid chaos. After she left, everyone shifted attitude, silently acknowledging the peril. Each quietly departed as survival outweighed competition. Elsewhere, two disciples landed safely, temporarily escaping the spreading danger. The disciple was excited by resources, but the master stayed cautious, knowing breakthroughs weren't guaranteed safe. A single mention of the saintess terrified the master, signaling a greater threat than imagined. As they turned, danger was immediately sensed, reflex saving them from delayed reaction. Seeing surging dark energy, both knew a single lag meant instant death. Elsewhere, Bai-He immediately deployed her treasure, knowing nightfall left no escape. The artifact expanded for shielding, creating a safe zone before the anomaly fully erupted. Immortal aura manifested, proving she was prepared and not caught off guard. Subordinates appeared behind, showing she controlled the situation on multiple layers. People knelt for orders, knowing survival meant following her lead. She commanded them up and warned of nightfall, forcing immediate action. Hearing this, subordinates panicked, knowing nightfall here meant mass death risk. Mentioning the rogue sect, they realized Defiant Ones had nearly sealed their fate. Bai-He confirmed casually, seeing the disobedience death as inevitable. The cave had a poison-proof barrier, a rare refuge in extreme danger. Lin Van Lang fumbled, cooking, small but showing attempts at normalcy amid peril. Meanwhile, Lu Tianfan entered meditation, knowing survival required growth, not avoidance. The system revealed the tomb area limited cultivation, explaining why the eye targeted him. He realized he was nearly exposed using too much force, the enemy strong enough to crush him. The system confirmed this, turning risk from theory to real threat. He dismissed distractions, knowing without increasing power, all plans were meaningless. He asked directly how to break through, choosing to confront rather than avoid. The system reacted strongly, showing the breakthrough now was extremely risky and complex. Irritated but persistent, he asked, seeing this as the only escape from pursuit. The system doubted his motives, signaling his choice was daring even by its standards. Denied, he refused to quit, knowing without breakthrough he would eventually be cornered to death. He affirmed determination, this time with no retreat, betting everything on advancement. The system was surprised his survival outlook now radically changed. Asked his goal, he had to confront the real reason behind this risky decision. He admitted past thinking was flawed, relying on plans without self-strength was self-burying. Past clashes taught him the strong always break calculations, so he could no longer rely passively. He realized constant variables meant without control, he'd forever be reactive. Being labeled prominent made him a target. Strong yet insufficient power meant higher risk of death. He chose breakthrough to lower attention, a paradoxical move to survive longer. The system set breakthrough conditions, forcing him to accumulate essence before risking the gate. She urged him to hunt monsters for soul essence, the fastest yet deadly path. He acted immediately, knowing delays shortened distance to danger. He reconfirmed conditions as a single misstep could be fatal. With answers received, he showed determination, seeing a dangerous but viable path to survival. Back in reality, daily life resumed, contrasting his bold decision. He ate as if nothing happened, secretly gathering strength for the next dangerous step. Seeing the disastrous meal, he realized it was another terrifying challenge. First bite made him scream inwardly. Survival depended on enduring it. Pressed about the meal, Lu Tianfan forced a grin, knowing outright complaint risked death at the table. Seeing others try it, he stopped them, knowing it was culinary suicide. He blamed the fire, deflecting to avoid immediate consequences. Quick-wittedly, he changed topic to the hidden city, steering conversation to aid his plan. Knowing the city only appears with intruders, he realized he could manipulate this rule to force its reveal. He devised a plan, knowing breaking passivity required a big enough stir to attract everything. The next morning, he acted immediately, giving himself no chance to hesitate before the risky plan. He started his usual madness, forcing the system to assist for fastest arrow-wide impact. The system activated skills, meaning he accepted heavy cost for broad effects. Power exploded like a tsunami, making him the undeniable center of attention. His body grew abnormally large, deliberately flaunting to draw maximum eyes. The giant form became a living landmark, ensuring all nearby focused on him. He took a deep breath, knowing a big show would draw the crowd in. He openly promoted offers, turning monster hunting into a transaction to lure all cultivators. Conditions board clearly displayed, reducing doubt and speeding word of mouth. Despite worry, he was confident, knowing more participants meant higher effectiveness. The first person appeared, proving the bait was taken and crowd effect about to explode. Easy confirmed conditions made greed override caution, drawing them willingly in. People checked details, knowing if truly free, this was an unmissable opportunity. He denied complex requests, deliberately lowering barriers to attract more participants. Daily limits heightened urgency, forcing immediate action. Even tricked opponents tried, greed too strong to ignore. He acted casually, secretly manipulating crowd psychology. System confirmed achievements, giving legitimacy in eyes of everyone. He provided reward lists, turning transactions into a clear system to maintain trust. Early reward claims broke final hesitation barriers of doubters. He delivered immediately, reinforcing belief this was no scam. Even added extras, creating hype to draw the crowd faster. System auto-corded, making all trades tightly controlled and hard to cheat. He stayed friendly, knowing good experience made customers return and recruit more. Recipients started trusting, verifying authenticity and spreading rumors rapidly. Sky signal appeared, like a flare, drawing arrow-wide attention to the transaction point. Lin Van Lang recorded constantly, knowing scale exceeded control and risk system crash. Crowd surged like a broken market, greed turning it into chaotic yet highly effective center. He reassured crowd, keeping order for smooth system operation. Elsewhere, mysterious city remained, hinting his plan affected a bigger target. Bai-He began checking results, suspecting it wasn't simply gift-giving. Reports showed clear accumulation mechanics, proving he built a long-term system, not random acts. Though subordinates saw him as spender, she suspected everything too logical to be impulse. Losing divine energy post-trade revealed the real trap. He quietly harvested hidden benefits. Subordinates unsure of lost energy, the ambiguity making even more suspicious. He immediately grasped the truth. Lu Tianfan was quietly manipulating all gains. The city vanished into mist, showing she chose long-term observation, not direct confrontation. On the other side, Lu Tianfan self-reproached for oversight, proving his plan still had dangerous gaps. The system groaned as consequences of this plan backfired onto him, not just others. He asked again but was evaded, showing the issue exceeded simple explanation. Realizing trouble, he had to handle divine energy before it backfired. The system began manipulating soul essence, showing intervention was possible but costly. Strange sequence unfolded, revealing handling was far more complex than he thought. The system lamented, also caught in consequences of his greed-driven plan. The massive soul essence became a burden, threatening to backfire if not handled. Hearing unusual sounds, he immediately became alert, knowing any variable could ruin the plan. Monster news spread, triggering the hunting loop exactly as he intended. He appeared directly, choosing to witness firsthand rather than observe from afar. He recognized her, knowing the game shifted to a much more dangerous mental duel. He continued the transaction, keeping initiative to hide his secret gains. She denied item exchange, showing her goal was probing the plan's core. He played dumb to prolong the standoff as exposing flaws now would weaken him. That attitude annoyed her, proving he hit a nerve and tested her patience. She pressed for the reason for meeting, forcing him to respond instead of evade. He stayed indifferent, extending the game to observe her next move. She switched to proposing cooperation, shifting from confrontation to seduction for benefit. He questioned her motives, knowing such cooperation always hit a trap. He politely refused, unwilling to share control of the system he built. She admitted not competing for people, but aimed to insert herself into the flow of benefits. He realized the high price he paid, so refused to let others interfere. He appeared unconcerned, actually keeping distance to avoid unfavorable conditions. She suggested he help announce, a step to legitimize her insertion into his system. She aimed for major resources, showing she wanted to redistribute benefits, not mere cooperation. He flatly refused, as breaking rules now could destabilize the system. She threatened to expose his secret siphoning of soul essence from the crowd. He didn't deny it, knowing his logic was sound, yet the danger remained. She analyzed the vague value, hinting she could manipulate public opinion against him. Though speaking of cooperation, she pressured him to concede or risk being hunted. He reacted firmly, refusing to be led, knowing she was no easy opponent. Lin Van Lang appeared just in time, breaking tension and adding a new variable to the confrontation. Recognizing his identity, he immediately shifted attitude, avoiding direct clash with a greater force. She withdrew politely, pausing as she couldn't gain advantage yet. Lu Tianfan ignored her, focusing on completing his plan rather than verbal sparring. Looking at the object in hand, he felt confident completion was near, the whole act nearing final result. He revealed he placed a tracking eye on Bai, seeking control over her movement. He quickly changed topic, avoiding deep questioning to keep the secret safe. Knowing the hidden city was hard to reveal, he chose patience with enough people. Clues would eventually show. Lin Van Lang suddenly understood, realizing his plan was steering the situation advantageously. She wanted to repay him, but he waved it off, as these steps were necessary for the larger goal. Her gaze shifted, showing emotion creeping in, tilting the situation from the original calculation. She stepped closer, no longer keeping distance, putting him in a tricky position. She slammed the table, calling his name directly, forcing him to confront the issue. She questioned his form of address, feeling her status was unfairly lowered. His familiar use of the saintess name irritated her further, showing clear bias. He awkwardly excused himself, but the explanation wasn't convincing, raising tension. She realized the issue, her gaze softening as emotion overrode initial reason. She proactively changed how she addressed him, a concession to close the distance. He agreed, helping cool the situation without direct confrontation. When she called his name, the atmosphere shifted, signaling their relationship had entered a new stage. He was visibly flustered, unaccustomed to such direct, personal approach. Seeing her blush, he realized the situation had strayed from all his original calculations. He asked directly, inadvertently making her even more awkward instead of resolving the issue. She evaded, showing current emotions couldn't be voiced, adding ambiguity. He tried calling her name, testing the shift in their relationship. She reacted immediately, her smile revealing emotions no longer hidden. Returning to business, he asked about the assessment, needing to understand rules to optimize plans. She confirmed it was a major contest, placing him in a more dangerous arena than expected. Outside, his clan ignored rewards, aiming for him to leverage opportunities for alliances. His parents looked further, knowing new connections would shape long-term outcomes. Even ready to dismantle tomes, showing his importance outweighed ordinary resources. Gentle dialogue revealed hidden pressure. He faced higher expectations than imagined. Comments on him indicated great potential, but mistakes could have unpredictable consequences. Scene shifted to deep forest, signaling another conflict line forming simultaneously. He continued moving, proving she hadn't given up and was opening a new game. Attack before reaching target, showing her quarry was not easily handled. Opponent highly alert, prepared for any approaching challenger. She provoked directly, testing weaknesses and real reactions. Struck the mark, exposing a flaw, proving her words weren't baseless. He counterattacked immediately, knowing revealing weakness here meant suicide. She quickly formed seals showing premeditated readiness, not passivity. Barrier erected, blocking attacks and maintaining safety to continue exchange on her terms. Opponent increased attack, forcing her to reveal true strength. She nullified everything, proving power enough to command caution. She declared no intent to fight, revealing the true goal was cooperation for greater gain. He deployed sword-collecting strategy to break his monopoly of force. Opponent suspicious as all manpower was drawn to him, not easily separated. She asserted she would replace him, aiming to seize control rather than compete. She indicated a small variable could collapse his entire benefit system instantly. Rumors spread he was siphoning soul essence, attacking the foundation of his plan. The crowd decided to verify, not yet abandoning him but starting to doubt danger. Meanwhile, he waited, unaware the situation had begun slipping from control. Seeing no one arrive, he realized the flow had been blocked by unexpected factors. He paused briefly, but this moment of slack opened a gap for disaster to strike. Behind, a black vortex appeared, signaling danger beyond normal rules. System exhausted after manipulation, removing a crucial layer of protection at peak danger. Atmosphere shifted, pulling him into another existential layer with no time to react. Feeling detached from reality, he knew this wasn't ordinary hallucination. Panicked, he tried locating himself. Disorientation now meant no defense. A gigantic creature appeared, familiar-faced, making danger even more unpredictable. It reached toward him, simple motion, yet pressure stopped him from resisting. He stood observing, knowing any wrong move could trigger worse outcome. Instead of attacking, it manipulated the earth, showing intent to transform, not kill. Spirit Shadow appeared, proving the true source of the Tomsi beast. From the ground, it created a two-headed monster, revealing the mechanism behind all local threats. He was horrified, realizing this surpassed all prior understanding. Creature continued targeting him, marking him as the next victim. He was locked in place, proving power gap made resistance meaningless. At the peak of danger, a hand of light appeared, breaking the fatal standoff just in time. He was pulled out, escaping that space before being transformed. Armed details revealed the rescuer was Lin Van Lang, not coincidence. Surviving, he realized he nearly became raw material like the monsters. Lin Van Lang checked him, confirming the incident wasn't a simple hallucination. He suspected a dream, but the realism made it impossible to ignore. She reported the replacement puppet melted, proving his body was truly tampered with. He pieced it together, realizing the others shaped monsters from Earth and almost transformed him. The thought of near transformation chilled him, showing the real danger. He demanded identity, knowing he couldn't resist without understanding the entity. Lin Van Lang revealed it was the Tome Master, an immortal-level existence beyond normal rules. He was stunned this opponent existed on a higher power tier. She explained life and death with immortals were concepts, meaning he could be watched anytime. System deduced from soul essence's exploitation broke natural processes here. This meant he was touching the tomb's operational core, no longer an outsider. He admitted greed, realizing his actions had drawn danger to himself. Rumors spread, delaying cultivator trades, squeezing his plan from multiple angles. Lu Tianfan noticed chaotic weather, showing all timing-based plans carried hidden risk. Lin Van Lang explained the rules, helping him spot signs to exploit rather than remain passive. He quickly realized someone was smearing him. Blocked benefits naturally led to reputation attacks. Questioned, he clarified the situation, knowing early handling was crucial to retain crowd control. He recounted refusing the Saintess, showing current conflict wasn't coincidental. Lin Van Lang wanted to suppress the rumor, but he stopped her, knowing strong reactions revealed flaws. He posted a break sign, deliberately withdrawing to control crowd rhythm and avoid disadvantage. Hearing about cooking, he panicked, showing fear was more real than external threats. He used fairness as excuse, actually avoiding another culinary disaster. Though she loved cooking, he knew the consequences, doubling determination to evade. He suggested a new dish, aiming to control situation in a safer way. Outside pressure tightened, signaling his plan was being disrupted. Bai he chose to observe, confident her psychological strike already destabilized him. She waited for greed to rise, then the crowd would turn without coercion. In the forest, dark energy spread, showing real danger was quietly growing. A cultivator realized the one before him wasn't a monster, but too late to save himself. He was killed instantly, proving the predator was deadlier than the Tomsi beast. The creatures silently watched, indicating consciousness and clear intent. One spotted something, signaling a new target entered their sight. All shifted direction, showing they hunted signals not randomly. They locked onto the target, escalating situation to unavoidable pursuit. Lu Tianfan was prepared, having anticipated the risk targeting him. He proactively confronted, knowing avoidance now meant being hunted. Lin Van Lang drew sword to assist, showing readiness to counter a major threat. The decisive strike took down the target, proving they could handle immediate danger. They returned to eating, maintaining calm to stabilize psychological rhythm. He continued eating, preserving normalcy to avoid being read by opponents. Lin Van Lang enjoyed food, contrasting the dangerous setting. She tasted a bit, a small act easing tension after consecutive crises. She praised it, showing he controlled even minor situations successfully. He promised the future, strengthening bonds and morale before upcoming storms. A distant observer appeared, indicating all his actions were under scrutiny. Jealousy spread, a mindset exploitable to further disrupt his plan. Rumors spread, delaying crowds and directly choking his profit flow. He accepted reduced gains, knowing overreaching would draw suspicion and stronger targeting. He kept his main goal, using the situation to trace the hidden city. The Saintess side drew other forces, showing his plan was gradually being replaced. Rumors inflated, casting her as the new leader in the crowd's eyes. Still, he noticed incoming clients, proving the system hadn't fully collapsed. He continued transactions, maintaining activity to retain partial control of the situation. The newly appeared treasure was showcased, flaunting past feats to prove he could handle monsters. Subordinates reported he risked everything to chase treasures, extending activity into the night despite rising danger. Bai He bluntly said he couldn't keep burning money, as rumors from Yijian he were starting to take effect. News spread rapidly, drawing monks and turning him into prey amidst the scramble. She decided to push public opinion, exhausting him until Yijian he could reap all benefits. Subordinates suggested she call out due to her fame, attracting more sect members. She coldly laughed, unwilling to risk herself when others could act as decoys. Scene shifted to fiery caves, signaling imminent danger rather than external scheming. Lu Tianfan saw nightfall was ideal for enemy ambush. Lin Vanlang tensed, surprised by pursuit to their location, proving their escape routes were blocked. Heavy footsteps approached, signaling an unavoidable battle. A horde of undead surged like a flood, overwhelming numbers and tilting advantage to the enemy. The leader roared, having found the target, turning the hunt into massacre if unopposed. Asked about defense, Lin Vanlang confirmed the shield barely blocked toxic wind, meaning they couldn't hold long. A torn undead stepped forward, clearly the strongest, signaling a decisive strike coming. It charged energy, giving them no time, forcing direct confrontation. One strike shredded the cave's protection, proving prior defenses were useless against overwhelming force. Lu Tianfan realized time was short. If toxic wind entered, death was certain, so waiting was impossible. In a life-or-death moment, he conceived a daring plan, as no safe options remained. He immediately shared the plan with Lin Vanlang, forcing her trust despite unknown danger. Under attack, he asked the system, knowing mistakes could be fatal for both. System confirmed feasibility. He risked life, knowing inaction meant certain death. He told Lin Vanlang to follow signals precisely, as timing was critical to survival. She nodded seriously, aware a single misstep would mean instant annihilation. Undead broke final defense, officially leaving them no retreat. Toxic wind spread thick like fog without special measures. A few breaths would kill. Lu Tianfan immediately erected a barrier, the key step to execute survival plan. Barrier blocked toxic wind, proving he used extraordinary methods, creating the only counterattack opportunity. Lin Vanlang recognized this as a grand body swap, confirming she had to stay close or die. He readied talismans to charge out, knowing defense alone wouldn't suffice. A loud blast repelled undead, creating a tiny gap they had to seize immediately. They dashed from the cave, as a single delayed step would trap them forever. Lu Tianfan ran while striking weak points, reducing pursuit pressure to prolong survival. Lin Vanlang swiftly cut one down, knowing quick kills were necessary to avoid being surrounded again. Undead quickly reformed ranks, proving they weren't easily fooled and the hunt wasn't over. He decided to use maximum concealment, knowing normal escape would surely be caught. The two-horned undead leaped, blocking their escape from above. It landed with a quake, shattering terrain and slowing their flight. Not stopping, it hurled rocks, turning the chase into deadly long-range attacks. A rock split them, leaving even a tiny mistake deadly. Lin Wenlang got trapped in toxic gas, unable to escape. Seeing his teammate in danger, Lu Tianfan had to turn back or shed die. He struck an undead head-on, creating a tiny gap to reach her. He attacked relentlessly, keeping the survival gap open. He placed counter-curse talismans on enemies, turning them into internal explosives. Meanwhile, Lin Wenlang coughed violently, nearing her endurance limit. He rushed to catch her, realizing delay was deadly. Their brief contact highlighted the tension, but life trumped decorum. He immediately carried her away, or both would suffocate in gas. He activated more talismans to form a moving barrier against pursuit. The barrier let him escape the collapse zone, buying precious breath. At the cave entrance, he set up a temporary shield, anticipating undead persistence. He sighed in temporary relief, knowing danger wasn't over. Glancing back, he realized safe cover had saved their lives. He asked about her condition, knowing wounds could doom them both. She revealed her clone was badly damaged, nearly combat useless without repair. He agreed to use restorative spirit energy, the only quick fix. She struggled with etiquette as the repair touched her body, even if a clone. Reason reminded her it was just a puppet. Hesitation could cost her life. Finally, she accepted survival over rigid rules. Even so, she blushed, showing the psychological strain. Her reaction flustered Lu Tianfan, heightening the awkward tension. He noticed the oddity but pressed on. Stopping now meant suicide. Both blushed yet had to finish the repair under time pressure. She reassured herself with the engagement, easing mental barriers. He covered his eyes to reduce awkwardness and show respect. He asked for detailed guidance. A single slip could ruin the repair. She pointed precisely, forcing him to move with exact care. He double-checked to avoid mistakes, pressure making them cautious. He carefully applied the restorative potion, the key to regaining combat ability. To ease tension, he asked about the undead that had pursued them. She revealed they were her uncle's troops, explaining the chase's root cause. Her uncle exploited chaos to seize national power, becoming the main enemy. She explained national fate, cultivation, binding life to the state, making war unavoidable. Nation survives, master survives. Losing national fate meant losing everything, so fight was essential. Her uncle secretly took spirit control, making the situation more perilous and unpredictable. He survived on leftover national fate, so she had to reclaim it to end the threat. She decided reaching the fortress meant regaining control, a clear objective. Lu Tianfan immediately agreed to help, seeing it as the only escape from pursuit. He removed his blindfold, ending the repair and readying to face the lurking undead. Luo Tianfan froze, accidentally seeing something he shouldn't in this awkward moment. Lin Wanlang instinctively shielded herself, knowing his gaze could spiral out of control. She yelled for him to look away, or boundaries would be broken. He panicked, apologized, and turned immediately, aware he'd crossed a dangerous line. Scene shifts to Bao Pavilion, where news of Lu Tianfan's disappearance shakes the outside world. Bai he assumed he gave up, underestimating his ability to turn things around. A subordinate reported Yi Jianzi's ruthless destruction unsettling people. Though Yi Jianzi mentioned Lu Tianfan, she assumed they feared the Yi Jianhap power. In reality, he used treasures to lure them, outpacing Yi Jianzi in resource gathering. Bai he still looked down on him, thinking skill without use is useless. In the forest, subordinates resented being tools, showing tensions ready to explode. Comparing sides, they saw Lu Tianfan's spared lives, shifting loyalty toward him. News of his return spread, causing the crowd to waver, sensing opportunity. The group confirmed his return, threatening the current order. A recent trader confirmed no price, spiking greed. The crowd surged forward, unwilling to miss this huge chance. Lu Tianfan set new rules, forcing everyone to follow if they wanted profit. Doubt arose, fearing unseen dangers from the change. He displayed undead images, turning their goal from treasure hunt to enemy hunt. He demanded larger-scale deals, only forcing cooperation over solo acts. He questioned the undead's nature, needing assurance of no uncontrollable aftermath. Lin Wenlang confirmed their immortality via secret method, making long fights deadly. Despite risk, he proceeded, trading danger for strategic advantage. They picked a location, aiming to lure enemies into a prepared formation. Plan began, no retreat, fully committed to this action. Lin Wenlang unleashed her power, acting as bait for all undead. She summoned a giant spirit, a clear signal the enemy couldn't ignore. Luo Tianfan realized she saved him before, so he owed her this protection. He knew rescuing in danger meant consequences, fueling his resolve. Ki surged, sky color change, making her an unavoidable living target. Undead instantly noticed, showing planned success but high risk. They swarmed, turning the area into a battlefield she had to face alone. He gave her speed talismans, knowing one slow beat meant death. He supplied armor and pills, boosting survival in a no-mistake fight. She grabbed them, knowing every prep was to extend life under siege. He still worried about going with her. Leaving her alone was too risky. She refused firmly, hesitation would doom the plan. The system mocked, highlighting her resolve against his doubt. He departed, leaving her alone, making the situation extremely fragile. Undead flooded in, officially starting the life-or-death battle she must endure. Lin Wanlang vanished as bait. Lu Tianfan watched from above, coordinating the battle. He realized group attacks worked best, urging everyone to use strengths to avoid being crushed individually. A sudden explosion blew away undead, marking the start of a counterattack. Cultivators charged, knowing hesitation meant individual death. An ice user shot piercing arrows, exploiting the opening for quick damage. Others burned undead, combining elements to prevent adaptation or counterattacks. Luo Tianfan commanded strictly, forcing max resource use. Holding back meant death. Chaos reigned like a survival battlefield. One slow beat could mean death. Seeing stability, he intervened. Without him, the tide could flip. He opened a teleportation secret realm, gaining tactical advantage to gather enemies. He ordered a full assault, aiming to finish undead before they reorganized. After the strike, undead were wiped out, proving the coordinated strategy worked. He immediately collected all corpses into the secret realm, preventing revival and counterattack. Scene shifts to memory, where Palace maids search for the young princess, revealing roots of conflict. Panic-stricken searchers highlighted her importance and strict protection. Young Lin Wenlang secretly sneaked away, innocent curiosity leading to dangerous secrets. She roamed exploring, accidentally entering forbidden areas. Suddenly she froze, instinct sensing danger forming. A strange room drew her in, curiosity overcoming risk. She peeked inside, a small act revealing hidden truths. Her eyes lit up, seeing something beyond a child's imagination. She saw fighters preparing, exposing violence behind calm facade. Spectators roared, proving this was a death arena, not protection. Two clashed violently, showing guard soldiers were combat tools. One got flung away, brutality shattering the guardian image. The victor stood cold, proving strength alone earned respect. He turned outward, almost spotting her, pushing the situation to exposure. She panicked and fell back, one mistake dragging her into the cruel world. A hand caught her, saving her from being seen but revealing a scarier truth. It was her uncle, the future traitor, showing the seeds of betrayal were planted early. He reassured her they were soldiers, a lie making her trust false safety. He insisted they wouldn't harm her, hiding the army's true nature. Back in present, a giant blade struck suddenly, forcing instant reaction. She dodged and faced undead, realizing they were ghosts from past memory. She counterattacked fiercely, no longer the weak child before. Without hesitation, she cast a spell, as delay meant being overwhelmed. Rows of swords appeared behind her, preparing for wide area attack to break siege. She struck directly, forcing enemies to defend instead of advancing. Two other undead coordinated weapon throws, proving organized combat. Seeing fast victory impossible, she lured them away to aid Lu Tianfan's plan. Lin Wenlang poured final energy into her hands, knowing delay meant annihilation. She committed power to the fight. Lu Tianfan accepted risky tactics to stay hidden. She pressed to gather benefits within this cultivation limit. Delay meant collapse. He recalled relentless pursuit, knowing risk-taking was essential for survival. Hesitation cut short by her, as pause would lose their survival chance. She confirmed calculations, accepting counterattack risk as necessary price. He still feared she'd use her real body. One mistake now was fatal. She swore to reclaim national fate, no retreat even at life's cost. Prolonged combat left her exhausted, breath-heavy, signaling limits reached. Still, she blocked Undead as retreat meant planned collapse. Her eyes wary yet defiant while pushing body beyond limit. The two-horned Undead lunged with a finishing blow, aimed to kill her instantly. The strike flung her far, proving the power gap exceeded her defense. She forced herself up, falling now meant instant death. But the enemy gave no pause, striking again before she could recover. The heavy blow crushed her shoulder, nearly nullifying defense, bottoming out danger. Seeing a familiar scar, she recognized the foe as a haunting memory from the past. As she nearly collapsed, tragedy seemed inevitable. At that moment, a hand appeared, pulling her from death's edge. Luo Tianfan unleashed power, even shocking her with its magnitude. His energy struck the Undead, reversing the battle at the crucial moment. The enemy cracked open, proving the strike pierced temporary immortality. He said nothing every second mattered, and delay could cost life. He quickly drew talismans, readying a wide attack to clear surrounding threats. Without hesitation, he hurled the magical artifact, seizing the only chance to cleanse the battlefield. The artifact glowed fiercely, signaling an attack beyond enemy defense. Thousands of lightning bolts struck, turning the area into a deadly zone with no escape. Even the scarred enemy was hit, proving none could withstand this storm. He pulled her away, bluntly stating their lives were now intertwined. The two immediately withdrew, exploiting the gap before the enemy recovered. The Jian Hap side panicked as people fled, showing Luo Tianfan's influence spreading. Subordinates confirmed defectors joined him, weakening Jian Hap's power. Jian Hap raged at losing people before his eyes, losing control. Subordinates' justified helplessness loyalty had shifted toward the obvious beneficiary. He vented on subordinates, proving rule by fear was backfiring. He gritted teeth, hating Luo Tianfan, turning conflict into unavoidable direct confrontation. He immediately pursued, knowing failure meant total collapse. Bai He was also angry, realizing the situation deviated from original calculations. She doubted Luo Tianfan's true motives, as his actions defied normal gain-seeking. She recalled his sudden rise, hinting at a larger hidden scheme capable of overturning everything. Bai He saw internal conflict reaching the breaking point, with Luo Tianfan as the dangerous trigger. In just half a year, he climbed to the top, overturning rules before others could adapt. She concluded he was no simple player, every move silently guided the outcome. Elsewhere, Lin Wenlang's uncle woke, noting Undead losses in changed circumstances. Calmly, he remarked she had matured, voice dripping with dangerous confidence. Bones piled around him, proving his path was paved with blood and death. He raised his hand, preparing power like a master of life and death in the area. Lightning smashed the ground, showing power far beyond ordinary beings. He feigned friendless while probing, this encounter far from simple. A massive fortress appeared overhead, marking his center of authority. Heat rose like hellfire, signaling the weak had no chance to survive. The master concealed in mist, enhancing the oppressive, unpredictable feeling. He closed his eyes, preparing another brutal act. He cut his hand for blood, needing a sacrifice to summon undead forces. Blood dripped, triggering a dark summoning ritual. A rotting hand emerged from the ground, signaling a deadly army awakening. Giant undead rose from the earth, proving he still had reserve forces. Coldly, he asked the purpose of resurrection, showing long-term calculation. Elsewhere, Luo Tianfan laughed, knowing his strike caused massive damage. He mocked the undead being wiped out, sure to enrage the enemy. He laughed loudly, openly provoking rather than avoiding conflict. Laughter echoed in the forest, signaling irreconcilable confrontation. Jian Hap hurried troops, realizing the situation was spiraling out of control. He cursed his useless subordinates for failing the gate, collapsing the plan. They blamed lack of manpower, showing forces had been siphoned to Luo Tianfan. He cut them off, unwilling to accept failure and seeking counterattack. He realized the plan was ruined by lost people, needing a salvage strategy. One suggested a scheme, opening a cunning counter rather than brute force. The plan cut Luo Tianfan's resources to turn subordinates against him. Hearing this, he began calculating it might be the only way to reverse the tide. Elsewhere, a wounded undead dragged itself, showing battle wasn't fully over. Someone stepped on it, ready to finish it for loot. He beheaded the undead without hesitation, as delay meant losing rewards. He rejoiced over completing rare armor, showing the battlefield had become a resource farm. Teammates congratulated him, material gain pulling more into participation. The group flocked to Luo Tianfan, now the trusted trading center. He surveyed the spoils, subtly controlling exchange values. The armor recipient grinned slyly, showing greed influencing actions. Suddenly a shout broke the air, signaling an unexpected mishap. Someone cried over lost armor, hinting at internal chaos risk if trust broke. Another suggested soft negotiation to swap armor, knowing force would backfire. The soldier refused violently, escalating resource grab into direct conflict. Another tried to reclaim but was blocked, reckless action threatening fragile order. The one who lost armor gave up. Luo Tianfan immediately leveraged it to guide next choices. He hinted they still had a chance, keeping the trade flow uninterrupted. Opponents froze, surprised there was still a way to recover after thinking all lost. He suddenly produced new armor, proving his resources weren't depleted. He reassured support, maintaining trust and dependency. Jian Hap thought all good items seized, smug, thinking he cut off Luo Tianfan. Seeing subordinates intact, they realized the plan failed. He still had massive resources. Jian Hap angrily called him a dangerous variable, unable to guess his limits. He decided to hunt directly, switching from strategy to force. From above, Luo Tianfan observed enemies secretly cleaning the battlefield. He acted immediately. A single delay could lose control of the situation. He discovered the mysterious workforce behind Jinhap, realizing the enemy's hidden strength. He acknowledged the plan forming and prepared the next decisive move. The system reminded him of the pact both sides benefit but distrust persists. He complained yet accepted without the system, the plan couldn't succeed. He nodded in agreement, ready to pay the price to progress further. He emphasized another crucial step, signaling the plan wasn't over. Watching the monster clearing speed, he realized opponents had immense resource farming power. In the hidden barrier, he began secret operations to prepare long-term resources. Ripples appeared on the lake, signaling the hidden space activation. An island emerged, creating a base for independent resource control. He and the system entered, establishing the operation center behind the scenes. The two landed, officially managing resources in this private space. The vast space revealed storage potential, extending his advantage over other factions. He confirmed with the system, ensuring the setup was safe for long-term deployment. The system warned that accumulated yin energy could destroy the environment if uncontrolled. Temporarily, they could only isolate it, as full handling required more time and resources. He proposed using the uncontaminated area to cultivate resources, turning risk into advantage. The idea surprised the system, showing he was thinking like a true operator. He planned a resource management unit to optimize long-term exploitation. He awoke, returning to reality to continue running the plan on the battlefield. A Jinhap subordinate appeared, showing the enemy was approaching directly. He greeted calmly, maintaining his image as a trusted trading center. Trades continued, proving his exchange system remained stable. Elsewhere, Jinhap raged at new info, showing he had caught a clue. He realized Lu Tianfan brought all resources, deciding to drain them. Greed stirred internally, signaling risk of betrayal from within. The subordinate touched the taboo, instantly breaking out bizarre sores, a harsh price. Before understanding, his body exploded, proving no chance for resistance. The killer spoke coldly, treating murder like crushing ants, striking without hesitation. A giant eye appeared in the sky, showing the hidden power was now intervening directly. Countless eyes followed with terrifying aura, raising battlefield pressure and signaling greater disaster. He scanned coldly, seeing all as prey, ready to punish anyone. Vengeful spirits gathered, ready to explode with time, worsening the situation. The skies blinked rapidly, signaling an unavoidable incoming strike. Lin Wenlang screamed in panic, realizing the threat, forced to act immediately. She raised a defensive shield, taking the front line as no one else could react in time. Lu Tianfan appeared like wind, intervening at the critical moment, showing perfect timing. He rushed in at top speed to intercept, knowing a single delay would shatter the shield. Lin Wenlang's uncle commented coldly, treating the battle as a test, maintaining control. Jinhap continued wiping Undead, easing battlefield pressure before losing control. Seeing Lu Tianfan protect Lin Wenlang, he shouted, realizing the situation exceeded expectations. Lu Tianfan joked calmly, hiding the pressure weighing on the group. Jinhap hesitated, then pointed his sword, trying to avoid deeper trouble but unable to escape. Lin Wenlang's uncle charged like an arrow, determined to end everything with absolute force. Seeing all Undead destroyed struck his pride, fueling intense rage. Anger grew as lost advantage forced him to act with true power. Jinhap chanted spells, boosting defense, realizing this opponent was not to be underestimated. The enemy remained silent, preparing a strike, calm yet deadly, showing disregard for opponents. Jinhap formed a sword defense line, buying time to find counterattack opportunities. Both clashed violently, but Lin Wenlang's uncle quickly gained the upper hand, forcing the enemy into absolute defense. Lu Tianfan realized he couldn't hesitate, preparing talismans to prevent collapse of the situation. The opponent still observed silently, increasing pressure as he seemed to hold back. A giant sword struck down with shockwaves, initiating an unavoidable wide area attack. Countless small swords rained down, turning the battlefield into a deadly zone, forcing everyone to flee. Someone panicked and ran, showing pressure was too great even for the capable. Jinhap ran while screaming, realizing this was no longer a test but pure survival. Seeing the summoned entity, he paled, realizing it far exceeded his defensive ability. Lu Tianfan admitted the danger, showing even the confident must be cautious. The three ran arguing, but truly no one wanted to be left behind. As smoke cleared, the enemy's figure appeared, proving full control of the situation. He mocked weak sword cultivators, as none had forced him to take them seriously. Looking skyward, he timed every action, showing all moves were part of a pre-planned strategy. He raised his hand, chanting, deciding to strike a finishing blow before the chance slipped. Purple energy spread, signaling a wide area skill forming with no easy escape. A violent purple vortex swirled, turning the battlefield into a deadly trap, sealing all routes. The three were caught. Jinhap screamed as old wounds flared, nearly exhausting resistance. Amid the storm, Lu Tianfan forced the group to unite against the siege, as one slow beat meant crushing death. They cast barriers through the tempest, risking everything to carve a single path to survival. Escaping, they immediately accelerated, knowing any pause equaled suicide. Behind, Lin Wenlang's uncle laughed coldly, realizing his prey tried to flee and prepared a killing trap. He summoned a special card showing he had a recapture plan ready, letting no escape. All three were sucked into a controlled space, every retreat sealed off. Lin Wenlang realized it was a tomb, knowing failure meant certain death. Flames erupted like a volcano, turning space into a furnace with no dodge. The fire engulfed all three, forcing constant defense or being burned alive. Lu Tianfan pulled Lin Wenlang close, knowing separation would collapse defense immediately. He warned the shield was breaking, forcing tighter formation even if it left others exposed. The shrinking shield flung Jian Hap into the flames, paying for his slow reaction. In despair, he screamed, unable to reach his goal before being incinerated merciless fate. Inside, the two clutched each other, knowing loosening meant immediate consumption by fire. They witnessed Jian Hap burned, understanding this battlefield allowed no mistakes. Lin Wanlang felt guilty over the plan's failure, yet knew standing down meant death for all. Luo Tianfan cut her off, ready to risk everything as he never expected anything, just escape. He drew a silver card, deciding to counterattack rather than flee, forcing the enemy to pay. Lin Wanlang agreed immediately, knowing only a counterstrike could break the siege. The silver card was thrown, opening a gap in the flames, the sole chance to reverse the situation. He ordered the system to drain the enemy's primordial energy, prepping an explosion to shatter the battle. Lin Wanlang eagerly joined, showing both accepted the high-stakes gamble for survival. They channeled power into the silver card, turning it into an energy-absorbing core in the raging fire. The card devoured the flames, completely reversing a seemingly hopeless battle. The skies trembled, showing the control system was seriously affected. Lin Wanlang's uncle noticed the anomaly, growing cautious as his plan began to unravel. A murderous strike flew at extreme speed, signaling a counterattack beyond initial control. The attack pierced defenses, yet he smirked, confident they couldn't escape the trap. Immediately he sensed true danger, forced to turn back as the situation exceeded expectations. Skies spewed red killing energy, signaling the system's violent reaction to interference. The energy slammed into the ground, turning the area into chaotic, uncontrollable battlefield. He realized the enemy was playing a life-swapping game, willing to drag him down if needed. His gaze grew cold, preparing as this was no longer a one-sided hunt. Suddenly, Jian Hap reappeared, screaming, showing he survived and sought revenge. He charged with overwhelming killing intent, cornered and forced to risk everything. Jian Hap called out to Luo Tianfan, clearly shifting all hatred onto him. He refused cooperation, as wounded pride made him lose control before the crowd. A high-ranking figure appeared, freezing the entire outside scenario immediately. Jian Hap reported the incident, admitting to encountering a superior creature that nearly killed him. The leader raged over not obtaining the succession, piling pressure onto Jian Hap beyond denial. Jian Ra pressured Luo family for explanation, as the assessment turned into conflict, threatening faction honor. Cao and Huang flinch, realizing a misstep could spark a full-blown war. A forceful voice cuts in, instantly shifting the atmosphere. Someone with serious backing has arrived. Wu Ji appears, startling Jian Ra and proving his status far surpasses direct confrontation. Jian Ra sweats, unaware of the approach, realizing he's completely outmatched. Wu Ji mocks him bluntly, exposing the act so Jin Mu dares not publicly reply. He pressures them further, forcing submission. Resisting only risks more humiliation. Jian Ra changes tone, asking about Luo Tianfan to quash the issue before it spirals. Jian He panics, thinking Luo Tianfan is dead, complicating explanations. Tegalameng remains devastated inside, showing the battle destroyed the area. From the rubble, Luo Tianfan crawls up, proving he survived a deadly ordeal. He pants, admitting he nearly died, showing the high cost of turning the tables. First thing, he searches for Lin Wanlang, essential for the next plan. He pulls her up, prioritizing teammates' survival before moving on. He reassures her, turning the life or death trial into growth to maintain morale. The system confirms aftermath handled, proving the counterattack worked. He secures Lin Wanlang and prepares to retreat, knowing staying raises danger. System warns his body will overload, forcing rest or self-destruction before death. He accepts retreat to find shelter, valuing survival over glory. Elsewhere, Hung Dai relaxes, a contrast to the battlefield but a lurking variable. Luo Tianfan appears teasingly, showing psychological dominance despite injuries. Hung Dai instantly alerts, recognizing the wounded yet dangerous threat. Seeing the injury sparks bad ideas, but recklessness would be costly. Attack impulses flare and fade, survival instinct warning against provoking him. Thinking of Lin Wanlang, he abandons the idea, fear outweighing greed. Luo Tianfan offers pills as bait, controlling with incentive rather than force. Hung Dai obediently accepts, fully swayed by immediate reward. He pats its head like taming a beast, turning a threat into a resource. Outside, news of the explosion spreads, showing the event shocked many forces. Bai He analyzes, suspecting a major fight due to unusually large traces. Subordinates speculate Jian He is losing, hinting Luo Tianfan is stronger than expected. She smirks, seeing it as a joke if Jian He falls early as rumored. Yet she stays cautious if Luo Tianfan hides tricks. The power gap is terrifying. She continues investigating, needing to confirm survivors to adjust strategy. She pauses trades to avoid risk while the situation is unstable and could reverse. She begins reassessing Luo Tianfan, suspecting his planning bigger than he seems. In the cave, Luo Tianfan relaxes briefly, recovering before entering new danger. He jokes about resting, really decompressing after a near-death escape. He asks the system about Lin Wanlang, ensuring her safety to continue plans. He conceives a fake death, a risky move to flip the whole scenario. Luo Tianfan executes the fake death, using illusions to fool opponents and recover later. Lin Wanlang fears exposure, but he insists the act must be convincing to deceive fully. He knows forcing the enemy to confirm death is the only way to drop their guard. The trick succeeds at great cost. He takes hits while destroying the opponent's proxy. Losing the proxy forces the enemy to contract, creating a strategic gap for the next plan. In Tungungalanug, a coffin shakes, signaling the real dangerous player is about to appear. Lin Wanlang's uncle steps out, radiating lethal intent, untouched by the prior battle. Eyes surround him, pressuring total surveillance so nothing can be hidden. A cold voice declares losing the proxy is minor. Clearly he still controls the situation. An illusory palace forms behind, radiating power that dominates the space. The eyes are crushed, proving he can shatter Tang Ling's control system. He provokes the tomb's master, showing the goal isn't just hunting prey. He admits self-destroying the proxy to probe, proving all prior moves were calculated. In the cave, the system asks the next step, forcing Luo Tianfan to quickly choose a direction. He collects essence sea soil, a key resource to repair the proxy and sustain the plan. Though tired, he continues, knowing stopping now wastes all previous effort. From afar, Qiulia observes, noting Lu Tianfan's unusual calm. He suspects trickery, as remaining composed in tension hints hidden cards. The black bear suddenly halts, instinctively sensing imminent danger. Luo Tianfan presses questions, knowing spirit beasts sense threats faster than humans. The black bear growls lightly, confirming a serious threat approaches. He immediately switches to combat mode, knowing evasion isn't an option. A black vortex forms like a death gate, signaling a major incident ahead. Elsewhere, the Tomb Master gathers power, preparing a strike to crush intruders. A giant hand descends, aiming directly at the target, intent on a swift kill. The opponent still smiles, confident in surviving the destructive blow. He erects an illusory fortress, turning defense into a bastion to maintain balance. Meanwhile, Lu Tianfan summons monsters, forcing immediate action. Ghost soldiers charge fiercely, pressuring him into instant reaction. He leaps to dodge, prioritizing safety before counterattack. Behind the monster, a horde advances, turning the scene into an overwhelming trap. The black bear prepares to fight, a risky choice against the superior numbers. Lu Tianfan orders retreat, knowing fighting now is suicidal. The monsters accelerate, showing their goal isn't simple pursuit. They scatter, proving something scarier approaches from behind. He realizes the problem, deducing the true target of this larger threat. Looking back, he sees the illusory city spreading, recognizing the main danger has arrived. He exhales, relieved not to search further, though risk surges. The black bear cowers, instinctively signaling the city surpasses its ability to resist. Elsewhere, Lu Tianfan sits pensively, planning his critical next move. Hua Yu notices instability, questioning him to force confrontation with his turbulent emotions. He ignores the feeling of forgetting something important, letting it slide to ease his mind. Amidst wine and beauty, a familiar voice suddenly rings, signaling something seriously wrong. Shock jolts Lu Tianfan awake, instinct warning danger instead of indulging. He screams in horror, realizing reality flipped, plunging from illusion to harsh truth. Awake in a room, facing the system and Kiai flow, he understands he was trapped in a dangerous dream. He doubts the cue's nature, the experience felt too real, hinting greater danger than expected. The system confirms the dream is keen-deuced without a way to break it, he'd be trapped forever. He continues questioning Q's power, as maintaining a stable world seems impossible if illusionary. The system counters emotions are real, still controlling humans, revealing his deepest desires. He admits the dream reflects indulgent life, understanding consequences if the important one finds out. After grasping the situation, he decides to leave the room to directly verify the abnormal world outside. Streets glow brilliantly but lack people, signaling a trap rather than normalcy. When knees rises as silence hides danger right before his eyes. Space shifts to an illusory room, forcing him to reason instead of acting blindly. He notices lit rooms mean captives remain, raising suspicions of true intent. The system reveals a ruthless plan to use humankind to forge the city into his own domain. Realizing this, he understands the opponent aims to seize the entire system, not just illusions. He doubts due to the opponent's strength, but the system shows him still acting outside. Rule revealed Q needs humans to sustain. If the populace vanishes, the city collapses. He connects the dots, realizing the enemy waits for enough population to complete control. The system reminds him of personal gain, making his choice about survival, not morality. Struck at a weak point, he must act or lose both opportunity and life. He dives into the dark, hunting monsters, embracing risk as the only way to grow fast. Focusing all strength and spirit, he plans quick strikes due to no backup resources. Lightning strikes like a decisive weapon, finishing foes before counterattacks arrive. Ambush monsters can't react, proving his preemptive strategy works perfectly. One falls instantly, easing his pressure as prolonging would drain his stamina. He withdraws attacks quickly to conserve energy, knowing he can't fight long in this state. Confirming success, he confidently continues hunting. Each kill advances his goal. Not stopping, he pursues more targets as time and energy dwindle. Continuous hunting shows he accepts high risk for quick gain before being detected. Exhausted, he hides. Pushing further would be suicidal. He admits using the Thunder Talisman solo is self-torture, but he has no choice. Using recovery potions forces his body to keep going as stopping wastes prior effort. After recovery, he prepares to fight again, knowing a single delay means falling behind. Scene returns to the room, showing these actions are part of a larger plan. He returns with loot in hand, proving the risky move yielded clear results. System warns low energy, forcing him to recalc before counterproductive death occurs. He hides in a corner to handle loot, maximizing time before danger strikes again. Lu Tianfan breaks into a ruined house, seeking shelter amid an unstable city. He unexpectedly finds a girl calmly playing music, an absurdity showing the place is not simple. He feigns innocence to apologize, avoiding conflict until her intent is clear. The girl ignores him coldly, making the situation more suspicious and unpredictable. She silently closes the door, a small yet unusual act signaling different rules here. The door action reveals the illusion has its own logic. Mistakes carry consequences. The system urges focus on the real target, as delay risks losing city control to another. After recovery, he has no choice but to accelerate the plan before losing control. From a high vantage, he plans to gather enough ki and resources to regain initiative. The system switches to hunting mode, turning the battle into a no-retreat survival race. He moves flexibly to avoid encirclement, knowing a single misstep means being crushed by monsters. Cornered, he risks jumping through the encirclement. Standing still equals death. Continuous moves let him escape spectacularly, proving skill alone keeps him alive. Landing safely, he keeps initiative. A single mistake invites immediate pursuit. Just as stable, he notices another presence, signaling a new, more dangerous threat. He pulls Lin Wenlang out to deal with her, as she has key to the restoration plan. He immediately heals her, knowing delay risks losing a critical tool to control the situation. Suddenly, someone jumps up, breaking his initiative and forcing direct confrontation. The other's gaze is deadly, ready to strike without negotiation. Spiritual energy gathers in his hand, forcing Lu Tianfan to prepare defense or be ambushed. System issues urgent warning, showing the attack could kill if he's careless. The strike is blocked just in time, saving him and maintaining temporary balance. He feigns ignorance to buy time, unsure of the opponent and avoiding rash attacks. The enemy begins probing, revealing uncertainty and a rare negotiation chance. He questions Lu Tianfan's motives, forcing clever responses or immediate conflict. Tension escalates as the opponent grows angry. Even small mistakes could spark battle. He shifts to extracting info on the dreamscape, knowing its mechanism is key to breaking it. The enemy reveals dream experiences, showing flaws in the illusion that can be exploited. Hunger grows despite eating, snapping him awake, proof of exploitable dream gaps. He continues questioning to confirm rules, needing accurate info before acting further. Knowing the enemy can return to the dream, he realizes the loop isn't fully broken. The enemy willingly sinks into the dream, revealing dependency and easier manipulation. System rates him a freak, warning that normal logic won't work against him. He circles back to initial suspicion, forcing Lu Tianfan to answer clearly or be seen as hostile. Info on who trapped him helps Lu Tianfan trace the conspiracy behind it. He asks how long trapped to gauge the dream's effect on humans. He offers hope to escape with the condition of collecting ki, forcing enemy cooperation. He shifts focus to repairing the puppet, a crucial step to regain control. Confirming city resources are available, he sees the plan's execution is feasible. The opponent immediately provides resources, accepting cooperation for survival. The village man throws essence sea soil, shocking Lu Tianfan and revealing desperation. From the account, he realizes the city is drawn into the dream, eroding residents' real-world awareness. While gathering resources, he asks names to assess allies' reliability. Learning it's Lion, he knows this is no ordinary person to handle. They exchange info to strengthen cooperation, as isolation equals suicide here. Repairing the puppet while conversing, he completes a vital step to restore his side's combat power. Lin Wenlang's soul appears, proving the recovery plan is on track and unstoppable. The soul enters a new body. Failure now would waste all prior effort. Body fully restored, the Empress regains peak state, shifting the power balance. Elsewhere, related parties detect movement, signaling unavoidable major conflict. He panics as the plan is disrupted, showing Lu Tianfan's actions hit the conspiracy's core. He gathers all spiritual energy, risking everything to counterattack and salvage the collapsing situation. His strike is direct, aiming to finish the enemy before they stabilize. Attack fails, revealing the target is stronger than expected, and his plan begins to crumble. He plunges into frenzied close combat, knowing delay reduces chance to turn the tide. Ghost soldiers counter fiercely, escalating the fight to life or death where a single mistake is fatal. Ghost soldiers' bodies can't handle the energy, showing the battle exceeds endurance limits. Their bodies explode, a tragic result of forcing strength beyond limits. Only a soulless head remains, confirming total failure of the enemy faction. Returning to the main group, they venture deeper into dangerous zones to continue gathering QI. A dark hall appears, signaling harsher challenges ahead. Lin Wenlang discovers a key fragment, opening a key chance to regain control. She realizes key depends on its container, meaning it can be exploited with proper understanding. The villager urges immediate refining, as hesitation risks others sabotaging the process. Luo Tianfan decides to protect, taking the shield role since failure here is not an option. Lin Wenlang begins refining, meaning the group has staked everything on a life or death gamble. Spiritual energy erupts violently, signaling activation and drawing danger toward them. The Reed Aid monster awakens, showing the refining disturbed the deadly defense system.